you're watching this, then you know by now a huge problem is heading our way. An emergency meeting is being called at our usual place immediately. Free bagels.
Hello, everyone. Mega Structure Mike here tonight with our disaster stream. We're talking our favorite disaster films. Whatever that means to you is going to count tonight. But we're going to give you guys 5 recommendations. We'll have some honorables at the end, and we'll just have a great time talking them movies. Of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button, hit that like, of course, just like this. There you go. See that thumbs up? That's all you got to do. Simple as that, right? And then, of course, check out some memberships, collectors merch, all that great stuff on the channel. But now let's go ahead and bring in this amazing panel. I'm not here alone. And tonight, everybody needs their own personalized intro, right? I think so. So let's start with this amazing person. Or should I say, wonderful.
What a wonderful day! What a wonderful day!
What's up, Mike?
What a wonderful day. Planet of the Bins is here tonight. How are you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great on this Wednesday. I mean, I've been battling like being sick the past couple days because of work and the heat.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, I'm feeling better now, able to do this tonight with you guys.
Well, they prepped us with this heat for a natural disaster. It seems like it's like, let's get these guys ready to talk some disasters here.
Yep.
But hey, how'd you like your intro?
Oh, I liked it. It was wonderful.
There we go. I love it. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay, we got to get this guy in here for sure. Let's see. What intro are we going to play for him? I think he likes this movie.
It's a wonder of nature, baby!
Huck, a wonder of nature right there, baby. How you doing?
We twist again, yeah. Right on, man. And timely, too, since it just came out on 4K.
Oh, I know you were showing off that 4K Steelbook on your morning mug. Got me all jelly over here. And I'm like, I know the perfect intro for him.
All right. Yeah, we're ready, man. I love this whole disaster genre. It's got...
You froze, Huck.
There's
Are
a
you
disaster over
right
here?
Now? You're flying.
Earthquake!
Oh, we're going to see a cow next. Oh, my gosh.
Maybe.
All right. Of course, we got to bring out some more amazing panel members here. Let's see. What will be the next one?
Seeing her coming out of the darkness like a ghost ship still gets me every time.
Johnny, you still get me every time, man.
Get on that door, bud.
You have to put me on there with Titanic. Why?
Hey, I did the best with what I had to work with here. I was on crunch time. I got this done in like 15 minutes. So you were just lucky enough to get Titanic.
All right. I'll take it.
What, not a Titanic fan?
Well, until the 4K came out, I absolutely hated that movie. And then I like it a little bit better now.
Well, there we go. We will take that. All right, let's see. Our next panel member here. Let's see. What should we do for this one? All right.
Where are you?
Taylor the Banks, kicking up something wicked here. Where are you?
Going in.
What the hell are you trying to prove? Come on.
Stacy, what are you trying to prove coming back after all this time?
Yeah, I know. It's been a while. I think I said, was it the Michael Keaton, I think was the last thing we did.
I know, man. Gosh, that's been a long time. Let's see. Do I even have one from that stream? I'm going to find something now. But how are you feeling tonight?
Oh, pretty good. How you doing, Mike?
I'm feeling like this.
Lights out! Now you want to get nuts? Come on! Let's get nuts.
There we go.
See? I still have it saved for you right there. Bring back those memories. But welcome back to the channel, man. You are ready for some disaster films?
Yes, I am. Got a nice little stack over here.
Oh, I'm excited. All right. And then, of course, the perfect intro for the last panel member. And you guys will see what I mean on this one right here. So let's find this.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
What are you doing out there, Mark?
Nice.
What's up, everybody?
God,
You know something? I had never seen that movie until about a month ago, and I did a double feature of that and The Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
back to back, and because every time I've been hearing "Oh hi Mark" for like forever. People will come up to me and say it, and I'm like, yeah, it's funny, but like I don't get the context. And now that I have the context, it's a lot funnier.
There you go. See, perfect intro for you. So now every time you're on the channel, boom, you got your own intro.
Yeah, have that ready for me every time.
All right.
Yeah.
So these disaster artists, are we ready for tonight?
I'm ready.
As ready as I ever
Do it.
as ready as I'll ever be for this beautiful disaster.
Now,
All right.
Mike, word has it from, the morning mug you're on that you may not be as deep into this genre and you may go first. Are you doing that?
You know what? I kind of want to do that. Thank you for reminding me of that.
See, he's scared, y'all, that you will take the 5 that he has in his possession.
I will, yeah. So let's start it off. Just because Huck mentioned it, I might as well take my little triple pack here. Not as cool as Huck's 4K of Twister, but let's just shout out some Twister here. Watched it for the first time like a week ago, and that was pretty good. Nice 80s movie right there. I love the intro too, where it's like, oh my gosh, you have this outrageous Twister happening, and then the dad puts everybody in the cellar, and then whoop, the dad's gone. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a pretty serious film right here. We're in for something. And then it's cool. You got a romance in there too. Well, I don't know. The romance is kind of sketchy because the guy is like married, right? Or is it his fiance?
No, it's a fiance.
Fiance.
Or girlfriend or something.
Why do you say it like that, Huck? Oh, just a fiance. What does that mean?
Well, because it would be a lot different if it was his wife. That's why.
It's still pretty bad. Okay, that is still pretty bad right there. Got the ring on and everything, and then he just leaves her for the Twister girl. But that's okay. I guess it all worked out in the end. We don't know about the other person, but it's like, no, it did not work out okay.
She seemed pretty uptight anyway. She wasn't like, as cool as God, what's her name?
Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt. That's what. Yeah.
She was good in this though. Who was the main guy again? See, I only saw one.
Bill Paxton.
Oh, there we go. That's the guy from
rest in peace.
Weird Science, right?
Yeah. Not what that's not the first thing I would have thought of. Yeah.
That's what I think of. John Hughes movie.
Dude,
That's
he was
my
so good
80s
as Chet.
wheelhouse.
He was so good.
He is. I like him in Near Dark the most.
But yeah, Twister, very thrilling, of course. You got the flying cow in there. That's really cool. You know what? I was kind of expecting a little bit more Twisters, though. There was only a few throughout the movie. Some hopefully.
They're saving that for the sequel.
Yeah. I know the trailer looks so good. Oh gosh. I know, right? Extra Twisters. We got twins.
Put
Twin Pal. Oh my gosh. I'm excited for that one. That's the whole reason why I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna see Twisters in theater, gotta watch the original first. So kind of whet my appetite. I'm like, ooh, okay. Let's see where this goes next. So that's pretty good overall. Wasn't mind blowing to me. I don't think I would put it like top 5 favorites of all time. But really good, really solid. You guys, I'm guessing, all fan of Twister out there.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, Huck double packing.
So
John
look,
got the 4K still.
I can't wait to watch
Stacey.
this again with the new audio mix. I'm super excited. But I watched this like last year, and it really held up nice, man. Philip Seymour Hoffman in one of his early roles. He's amazing because he sort of takes Jamie Gertz under his wing and really sort of takes care of her, which I thought was a really endearing sort of character trait between the two. And upon first memory, I always thought that Jamie Gertz was not good. But then when you watch it again, she's actually quite good because she sort of got the unlucky job of being the outcast, and no one cares about the outcast. But I really ended up really feeling for her. So now, Mike, I'm doubling back on it's just the fiance. But I'm saying it because I really did feel for her, and it's all based on her performance. So for me, there's a little bit more nostalgia baked in the Twister, so I liked it a lot. So what about you guys?
That's the
great soundtrack too.
First movie I ever saw in theaters. I was like I was like 2 years old. I don't remember it at all, but
2.
Yeah, I would have been 2. I don't know what my mom was thinking.
At 2, you just would have been like cow.
She said I just kind of sat there and watched it and ate my popcorn. So.
I mean,
Mark probably thought it was Wizard of Oz.
I had no idea what was going on. I probably was like pooping in my diaper or something.
Right. He's like, I'll get to you in 2 hours, son.
Yeah. But I just realized that's a Star from The Lost Boys too, isn't it? Jamie Gertz.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah, that is. That is.
I just had an epiphany. Yeah, I
There you go. Yeah.
I never put that together.
It's got a killer cast.
It does. It really does. Philip Seymour Hoffman's great.
Even Todd Field is in that, who would go on to direct stuff. Didn't he direct Joker? Pretty sure he's the
That's
Joker.
Todd Phillips did Joker.
Yes.
Oh, Todd Phillips.
Todd
Anyway.
Field, isn't it? Or
Todd Phillips did Joker.
I think he did.
Oh, he did
In the
Tar.
Bedroom.
Yeah.
He directed In the Bedroom and Tar.
Yeah, he did Mike's favorite, Tar.
Oh God! Oh no!
Now there's a disaster of time.
That movie makes me so mad.
Glad I could help.
I didn't like that movie.
No, I was so pissed because I'm like, okay, I watched the whole movie. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. I learned about this famous person named Tar. I never knew about this person before. I'm like, yes, I learned something new. And then when I found it wasn't even a real person, I'm like, what the heck? How can you make a movie so boring on not even a real person?
A real person.
A made up story you made so boring. I don't get it.
Boo.
All right, let me remind everybody here, if you love disaster movies or collecting, Deep Impact, that like and subscribe. If you like a comment read live, use those super chats or become a core member.
Take it
Right?
easy.
And then twist up that merch available on the channel store. What are you guys thinking over there, Bud and Huck? Okay, Deep Impact, that works here.
Oh yeah.
These are disaster
Yeah.
movies. Get your minds out of the gutter.
It works on a whole nother level.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Move on.
Plain of the bins. What do you got?
Well, you mentioned Bill Paxton. I thought I would just keep the Paxton train rolling along.
Go Ben.
Yes, my movie comes from 1989. Stars Bill Paxton, Mark Hamill, and Ben Kingsley. It's a futuristic story about a world ravaged by slipstreams. So it's Slipstream, Super Stream starring Bill Paxton.
I never heard of that.
Nope.
Yeah, let's zoom in on that. We gotta see this one. Ooh,
Slipstream. Look at that.
Yeah.
Slipstream.
Yep.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, he's plays a bounty hunter, and his job is to grab a murderer with a price on his head. And while there's these slips, like jets, almost like jet streams, but super big windstorms that keep wreaking havoc all over Earth, and so they have to go up into the jet stream or the what they call the jet stream, but the layer around the Earth, the ozone layer, to try and survive. So.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you said Mark Hamill's in that?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Bill Paxton, Mark Hamill. Oh my goodness.
And Ben Kingsley. Yeah.
It's a good
Sir
show.
Ben Kingsley.
Yeah, Sir Ben Kingsley. Sorry.
Like a superhero film right there. Nice. Anybody else see that one on the panel?
I've seen that a long time ago because I'm a Hamill fan. So I've seen that and Guyver and all that stuff. It's been a little too long, so I don't remember it, but I know I've seen it.
It's one of those that people get the same reaction like Huck did. Yeah, I've seen it.
I've seen it. Yeah.
I can't tell you a thing about it, but I've seen
Right?
it.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Huckster, do we got something that other people have seen?
I told you I was going deep, Mike.
All right. I heard
You deep impacted for sure, bud.
No, he did. He took that to heart. All right. So this one, I hope people have seen it, but this is one I swear less people talk about this film, but it is so dang good, y'all. And I'm a big Stallone fan, and I'm going at it with some Daylight, y'all. If you've not seen Daylight, this is a freaking fantastic movie. Stallone plays, well, he's like a cab driver in the movie, but he's like a former EMT guy. And they come up to this tunnel, right, that goes under, was it New York or something, where it goes under? Anyway, and then so there's cars start. There's a car chase that starts going through the tunnel, and they end up colliding, and they hit like a tanker that kind of explodes, and it causes a cave in on the other side. So it's a long way to go, like before you get to that dead end, and of course, mayhem ensues. You can't get out that way. The only way is the way you came in, and even that starts to cave in. So Stallone, he knows that tunnel, y'all, like the back of his hand. And so he goes, at his own peril, he goes in this tunnel to try to rescue, and the great cast too, by the way, goes to rescue all these people. Aragorn, what's his name?
Vigo.
Lord of the Rings.
Vigo.
Yeah, Vigo. Yeah, Vigo's in this, man. And he's like a sports star. So he's got all these, and he's like fearless. He's kind of what you'd think Stallone would be, right? But he's more of just like an everyman that's there to help. And but Vigo's there. She's like, I got this. You guys need help. I'm on it. And it's just like, it's a really super tense thing, and it's got some real heart in it. When some of the characters die, there's great emotional moments there. It just has it all. So I feel like if you haven't seen Daylight, do give it a watch. I think it's well worth your time.
Yep.
All right, who else has seen Daylight?
You guys are coming out with some deep cuts out the gate.
Johnny, let's go. Yeah,
I
you guys
still need
seen
to
that?
see that one.
It's
There it is,
Go
dude.
back. Let's look at that. I was looking at that on Amazon, and I was a little tempted by that. Show that one.
Yeah, I think I got this. I think this was on Hamilton book once.
Ooh.
Dude, there's a great 2-pack. You can't go wrong with that.
Yep.
Nope.
All right. Nice. Huck, you pulling out those deep impact ones too, right there.
It's a deep impact, All right.
It's Stallone, though. You sold me with Stallone. I mean,
It's Sly, baby.
yeah, now.
Like, if you like Cliffhanger, you'll like Daylight.
Yeah.
Oh, Cliffhanger, so good too. Yep. All right, nice. All right, Mark, how deep you going?
Wait, hold on.
How deep you going, Mark?
Pause.
Family show.
Pause. No,
He's like, I'm going all the way.
I'm not doing any deep cuts, but I have to take this one first because it's the one when Mike asked me to do this. This was like the first movie that came into my mind. I've always really liked this one, so I'm picking this first because it's probably my favorite, and I don't want to lose it. So going Poseidon here.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Poseidon
Good
fan.
choice.
Nice.
I really like this movie. I don't remember what year this came out, but I would have been young. 2006. Yeah, so I would have been pretty young. I was in like 6th grade. So this really captured my imagination as a kid. That rogue wave. I've always been fascinated with the ocean, and it's terrifying, and it's just so it's terrifying in a good way, like the way that keeps you coming back, and you want to you can't help but watch it. Got a great cast. You got Kurt Russell, Richard Dreyfuss, Josh Lucas, and it's just so much fun. I haven't seen the original that it's based on, the Poseidon Adventure, but I always wanted to check it out. But it's directed by Wolfgang Peterson, who also did The Perfect Storm, which I don't own, but that's a movie that I'm also a really big fan of. So again, there's that water. See, I want that triple pack, man. That's a dope triple pack.
Should have got it when it was under $10.
I know. I was looking on Amazon, and it's not $10 anymore. But
See, that's why you got to listen to my deals Monday morning, people. That's what you got to put that notification bell on, right?
But anyway, this is really great. I love just like them having to navigate the boat, but it's upside down, so it's got that whole little twist on it, and it's just a ton of fun. And you kind of get invested in the characters as they go along, and they start to you lose some people here on the way, and you actually kind of care. They're not just like fodder. So Poseidon is awesome, great like FX movie that you might catch on at like 4:00 in the afternoon or something like that. Yeah, that's my first pick.
And the practical effects are really good in that. What they did with the makeup, especially when it starts happening, you see all the blood and the limbs. It's like, oh my gosh, this is really intense.
It's terrifying. There's that scene where everyone's gathered in the I don't know. I guess it would
like
be
the
like
ballroom,
yeah,
like
and like
countdown, yeah,
and the water is like cracking, and it's like they know they're gonna be dead, but it's like you have to wait for it to come because otherwise, there's nothing else you can do. So you're just kind of stuck in that situation, and it's like, for as fun as it is, it's really kind of like dire and like really morbid, and you kind of feel the stakes. So,
oh yeah, And there's definitely some twists and turns in there. Like everybody's up for grabs. You know,
Yeah.
it's like Game of Thrones there.
There's a lot of action, like cool. There's set pieces. There's like a scene with an elevator that's a lot of fun. There's a sequence when they're like going through these these corridors and they have the doors are locked and they're having to hold their breath for a long time. It's just good stuff.
You guys Poseidon fans as well?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah,
movie.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I remember liking it.
Yeah, it was a really
cast,
good
too.
remake. Mm-hmm.
Does it stack up to the original at all? Would you say the original's better? Anyone who's seen it?
I haven't seen the original.
Gotta check
I've
that
seen
out.
it, but it's been a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a while since I watched that one too, the original.
Heard that.
I
just
saw
remember
30
that-
seconds of the trailer.
I just remember
There
that
you go.
scene where Richard Dreyfuss is out on the after he's realizing his boyfriend broke up with him and he's out on the side of the boat and you see off in the distance that wave coming. You see the moonlight and then it's just dark.
Yep.
The waves coming to him and I'm like,
So good.
It's
that-
terrifying.
It is.
terrifying.
It kind of gives you chills. It's like, especially being it's nighttime too. There's
Yep.
something about the ocean at night that's just terrifying because it's just like this abyss.
Yeah, this dark abyss, you can't see it.
It's awesome. Out of all the disaster movie genres, subgenres, I think anything water related was probably my favorite, just because the ocean's scary enough on a good day. So like,
Yeah.
when there's a disaster, it's everything's on the table.
Yeah, I don't know how people do it. I mean, just being in the vast ocean, if something happens and you're just out there, you're a goner. You're done.
Yeah, it's
Well, they have
serious.
lifeboats, Mike.
Hey, you thought they would work on Titanic, and not so much. All right, Stacy, what are you thinking here?
All right. Well, since Mike took Twister, I'll do the next best thing. We got 6 summers of these, and what's better than just a Twister? How about a Twister with some sharks in it?
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, God, yeah, with
We
that.
got
Let's see.
No.
all 6 of them here. There's the first one,
No.
Mm-hmm.
Sharknado 2, the second one,
Ah.
Sharknado 3.
Have you seen them all?
Yeah, I've seen them all. I watched them all when they were on, but
Are they any like? I know they're not good, but like, what would you say is the best one?
Ugh.
I
Can't use that word.
That
probably probably the first one. I mean, they get crazier and crazier each year.
Yeah,
But I think they did 6 straight summers of them.
That's crazy.
They're probably some of the better of the sci-fi original movies, but that's not saying much.
Is that sci-fi or is that Asylum? That's not Asylum.
I think it's
Sci-fi.
It's sci-fi.
I would
Is
have
he
swore
in,
those were
is he in
Asylum
Ziering
movies.
in all of them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, good for him for getting a franchise. That first movie pissed me off, though. The logic in that movie, I was losing my mind.
You get you get the Hoff, and I think the third one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is the first one like know what it is, or is it like trying to be serious, or like I'm sure as they go along they kind of
Only
lead.
you can answer
I think
that.
it knew it was bad, but it didn't know how it would take off, because it was like when those things premiered live, it was like, I mean, for I think for 2 or 3 summers straight, the 5 and 6 didn't do so well, but man, Twitter blew up. There was so much activity on Twitter when those were on.
Yeah,
I'm shocked.
Popular.
I'm shocked they just didn't do a 7th one. That way you could have had a Sharknado week.
Yeah.
No.
When you just
start
binge
back,
them all.
That's
you
true.
just start back over on the 7th day. You
No,
just
no,
start
on the
at beginning.
7th day, you need to just take a walk because it was ridiculous. So, Mark, I'll tell you this. So, if you even decide, so let me just give you a taste of what to expect. For example, here's a hill, right? Hill, that means you're at the top of
Right.
the landmass. There is
Okay.
a house on top of said hill. They drive up to this house, they go in the house, and somehow water comes in, floods the house, fills it with sharks, and Ian Ziering's like, "We got to get out of here." I'm like, do not open that door and tell me there's no water outside. And he opens the door, and it's as dry as can be outside, and they drive away. I'm like, where did the water come from? Like, you know what I mean? It's that kind of stuff. I get it. Sharks, flying in tornadoes, I can buy that. But if you're going to flood a house and then go outside and there's no water, that's when I was just like, oh my God, I can't take it. So if they get worse than that.
Every B celebrity ever made a cameo in one of them, or somewhere along the line.
Is Tara Reid in any of them?
Yes.
Yeah, she's in most of them, I think.
That's awesome.
I think there was one she wasn't.
She's like, I'm in.
I had a feeling when I hear B celebrity, for some reason, I go right to Tara Reid. I don't know.
It has her name on every one of them, so she must have been in every one.
I think when she had a minor role, and I think they might have killed her character off.
Wow, you guys are really selling me on this franchise here.
Sounds incredible.
So just go get it. Yep.
I'm like,
do
is
it.
there
Let's
ever a
do it.
time I will watch this?
Yes, Mike, there will be.
Yeah. There's always time to watch Sharknado.
There's a steel book that has the entire collection in it.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
That's your reason, Mike. Right now, that's your reason.
Is it a reasonably priced steelbook? That's the question.
I'm not sure. Might not be anymore.
Oh, out of print then, huh? Yeah, that's wild. Yeah. All right, Johnny, what are you thinking?
I'm not going deep with this because I'm sure I know everyone's seen this and most everybody has it in their collection. But I reckon we drill.
Nice.
Drill.
That
movie's
you've got
awesome.
This all-star cast. This is when you compare it to Deep Impact, this has the better cast in it, even though Deep Impact's the better movie. But you got Bruce Willis in here, Academy Award winner, Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler, Michael Clark Duncan, it's a shame he's gone. They're roughnecks. They're drilling for oil, and apparently this asteroid's coming towards Earth. And so Billy Bob Thornton says, you know what? We need to send some drillers up there to drill into the asteroid and blow it up. You guys can buy that story, right? You believe that?
Sure.
Of course.
Checks out to me.
Drillers, man. Space people don't know how to drill.
Of course not. But they go through 18 days of training to become astronauts, finally land on this thing. People die, whatever. But yeah, this is my disaster movie. I cannot believe I went to see this more than once. But yeah, this one's my pick.
But it's a fun flick,
it's so
though,
good.
dude.
It's so good. It's in the Criterion collection.
There it is.
Oh, we got to see that. It's Criterion on sale season. Let's look at that.
I'm not digging through my collection for that.
Nice. I feel like I should have seen this movie then.
You haven't seen Armageddon, Mike?
You've never seen Armageddon?
No.
We're all like, you haven't seen Armageddon? Yeah. All right.
Now, so I have a question.
In the stream now, and go and watch it.
So most of you guys are older than me, right? So Armageddon came out the year after Titanic. Do you think there's any kind of they were kind of maybe trying to ape some of that? Because I know you have movies like Pearl Harbor, which feels very much like they're trying to do a Titanic-esque thing where they're inserting a love story of some sort into this natural disaster. Do you think that was sort of in the wake of that, kind of like how after Scream we got a bunch of Scream ripoffs, or would you say that's sort of in its own camp?
I think Hollywood loves to jump on what's hot.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you got two Wyatt Earp movies. That's why you got two asteroid movies.
That's why you
as
got.
soon as they hear something's coming, they try to beat the other one to the punch.
Yeah. The only reason I'm not sold is just because it's only a year after, so I'm not sure they would have had enough time to kind of slap it together. Because probably took a little longer than that, or they could have been in production at the same time. Honestly, I don't know, but I find that kind of thing interesting. So Armageddon is definitely a lot of fun, though.
Oh yeah.
What's that? Is that Aerosmith song that's in this?
Oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
Don't want to miss a thing.
Everywhere that summer.
Yeah, it must have been crazy. I vaguely
of
remember
course-
that. I mean, I was very young when this came out, so.
I mean,
But-
it's so
This is a
easy to
better
get,
story.
him because you got, Liv Tyler. So his daughter's in the movie. It's like, Dad, can
Yeah.
you do a song? It's like, yeah,
That's exactly how he said it too.
right? Wow.
That's not a bad Steven Tyler hook. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
I
one of
wouldn't
my
even attempt.
skills.
I wouldn't even attempt that. So, hats off to you, sir.
So
Cheers,
this
man.
over Sharknado then is what everybody's saying.
All day,
yes,
every day.
Definitely.
Even
Well,
Stacey's
there's-
like, oh,
I
yeah.
hesitate to even compare them. I mean, I haven't seen Sharknado, but I feel like I have because I kind of feel like I know what to expect.
I mean, the best
Actually,
part
don't
about this,
hesitate.
right? The best part about this is the commentary that's on this.
Yep. Yep.
Because this has got the commentary that's got Ben Affleck on it, and he's just dogging the movie.
Ah, really?
Yeah, and
Got good
Michael
motion
and,
features,
and,
though.
and Bay gets pretty irritated with him.
Yep.
All right, let's check into these comments here before we move on to the next round real quick. We got Nate the Great out there. Hey, everybody, love disaster movies. Hoping to see some good picks here. Well, you've already got some amazing ones. Sharknado already came up. You've seen the best. Let's see, we got Adrian here. Holland, of course, right? Not an official stream without them. Same with Magic Hands. Let's see. Inspector Gadget, wowzers, with the panel. This stream will be disaster free. I don't know. You think very highly of us.
Don't count us out.
We got movie
going to
Hunter.
go off the rails.
Della's in here, of course. Jane Doe. We got Corey up in here. Wow, such a great panel tonight. I got my mom saying, hope you all are staying cool from the triple digit heat. I know.
It's been so hot.
Oh gosh. We're cooking out here. Let's see. Beyond the Grave Media. Wow, we got a party tonight, people. I mean, look at all these great people.
Yeah.
Smirks in here.
Keep
We
going.
got Tiana Loves Movies, a member of the channel. Thank you, Tiana, for supporting the channel on that level. Joe Joker, is Crawl a disaster movie or creature feature? I would actually count that as both. And I should have grabbed Crawl. I actually really like that one.
That's what I said. Keep going. It's a combo.
Yeah, I mean, you got the hurricane going on with it. So, yeah, makes sense. Okay, nice. So let's get into our second round now. And now
Wait,
you
Mike,
guys.
go to the last one. Somebody just popped in.
Oh, is there a special one at the bottom?
My lady just got home.
Yo,
Scream like that.
hello
Meow.
everyone. Love a good disaster movie.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's what she calls all my videos.
You doing one of those disaster movies, honey?
Oh yeah, I'm recording one right now.
Nice. All right, second round here. I mean, you guys picked all my main choices out of my triple pack.
Well, you shouldn't have shown the triple pack.
Nope, nobody took a Perfect Storm yet.
I mean,
Yeah.
it was mentioned though, so I feel a little dirty if I
No,
take
just-
that one.
It was not mentioned enough. No one talked about it.
It's
So
okay.
I just mentioned it. That's all.
We
Yeah, if
got
you want-
other options. Okay.
Okay.
It might be coming up soon.
So
Say,
let's
man.
go horror, and we will go with Criterion Seasons, Night of the Living Dead, right? A zombie apocalypse totally counts as a disaster film. Just
Yep.
rewatched this one again, and it was great what they were able to do with just like a no budget scenario here. It's very intense. I love the orchestral score with it all. The makeup looks really good. Like these zombies look super creepy here, just hanging outside the house, of course. And I just like the characters in here, how they're always like bickering back and forth. Oh, no, we got to go in the cellar. No, it's better up here. If you go to the cellar, you ain't getting this radio and food. Like, I love that. It's just great to see them go back and forth. And yeah, I mean, hey, it started like zombies, kind of the mainstream type of zombies we know today, right? Is that correct? I think so.
Oh,
Like them
yeah.
biting people,
Yeah, Night of the Living Dead.
and turning into zombies, all that stuff. They don't even call them zombies yet. They're called ghouls in here. So very cool. Yeah. So zombie
You know-
apocalypse totally counts, right? See, Johnny,
Oh,
you
yeah,
have
look
that
at
one
that.
ready to go. All right.
If I had
Actually
known
got-
I could do those, I would have delved more into the horror.
Mark, I told you horror was up for grabs.
Yeah, I tried to. I feel like I'm already kind of playing fast and loose. So, but it's all right. I got the shelf over there. If
I've played fast and loose with this entire category.
You got to avoid repeat picks. You know,
you do.
But
or look at your $5 bins at Walmart.
I like
One
that
of the
pick
two.
though, Mike. That's
there's tons of those there.
One of the
Oh my
best horror
god,
movies
it's like
of all
its own
time.
section.
Yeah, and I wasn't expecting it to be that good because I'm like, okay, very classic movies. Sometimes they can be really boring and take forever to get through, but it's not really a long runtime at all. So it moves at a pretty decent pace. And it's always keeping you interested because there's always something happening to another character. So, yeah.
That's a good movie. Anybody ever see like the DVD that came out? I think it was the 30th anniversary edition, and then they
Yep,
reshot
I got
new
that one.
footage. So small world. I got to cut the trailer for that thing. So
What?
if you own that, although they
Nice.
screwed up the audio mix, I did. But if you have a copy of that and you watch the trailer, that's my trailer.
What did you used to work in the movie business?
Yeah, I've done
What?
trailers and
Wait, hold
I
on.
still
Wait,
work.
Mark, you
hold
don't
on.
know
I'm
he's
just
still
learning
in
that.
business, Mark.
All right, hold on.
Still Frontier.
That's right, baby. Oh, if it was post-apocalyptic week, I'd pull that.
I need some background here because I did not know this.
All right.
Okay,
Origin
I'll call
story of Huck. Let's go.
I'll call you.
Real
after.
quick, I don't want to derail this.
Oh
but
no,
I-
just real quick. I came out in the '90s to be in the entertainment industry, and editing became the thing that I leaned on. I wanted to do more acting and stand-up, but that's hard.
Yeah.
So editing was my bread and butter, and I've edited features, documentaries, trailers, all kinds of stuff. And then I just got lucky. And this one guy said, "Oh, we're repurposing Night of the Living Dead," and those new shots, by the way, suck ass. But they
Yep.
wanted to show off how new the transfer looked, and it was a nice transfer. That's the one thing they did do. So in the trailer, you'll see me do a wipe showing like a really crappy VHS, revealing the new image. So yeah,
Wow.
so I got to touch the genre of greatness.
That's
my one.
crazy.
Yeah.
I did not know that. So was that like a Mill Creek release? Was that Anchor Bay?
Do you have
Anchor
that
Bay.
right there? Was it Anchor Bay? Yeah. It's in
a
the other
box
room.
somewhere, but it's Anchor Bay.
Okay. Very interesting. Didn't know that,
Yeah.
Huck. That's awesome.
But that's the better one that Mike has. Thanks, man. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
If you want the good one, don't get mine. But if you want to see my trailer, go pick it
No,
up.
I've heard of
Oh,
that. It's pretty infamous, but it's very interesting. I think that release. I mean, with the new foot. What was the other guy? Not Romero, but the other
Russo.
dude. Yeah, John Russo.
John
That was
Russo.
all him. I think who did that extra stuff. So
Mhm.
we saw how that.
And they're like,
turned out.
"Oh, and we found the zombie guy. He looks just the same." I'm like, "Oh no, he
No,
doesn't."
No,
I thought it was a different zombie.
he
The
looked
guy
like
looks
he looked,
90.
he looked waterlogged.
I was like,
Yeah.
waterlogged. And he was a little beefy.
He was a little puffier than he had been.
a little bit, a little puffy.
Wow. Okay. All right. Tangent aside.
All right, tangent over.
Well, I'm glad
one
that
of those.
it counted, so that's good.
Yes, it definitely counts.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, have you seen the remake?
No, I didn't even know there was a remake. So
Night of the Living Dead.
I have Dawn of
Oh,
the Dead.
that one.
That's
I haven't seen that one.
Savini directed that, right?
Yep.
No.
Yeah, this is a bootleg, so don't cancel me.
I just did a
Bootleg.
video on that. Thank you for giving me that plug. If you want
Yeah.
to find out what I think of people that collect bootlegs, check out that video I posted a couple days ago.
Oh, it looked legit to me. I thought it was.
Yeah, man.
I wouldn't have known.
Bootlegs. Is
thought it
better.
was too,
Totally
man.
counted.
All
But
right.
yeah, the
All right,
remake
Ben, let's go
is
diving in those
surprisingly
bins.
good.
Good
All right, Ben. We're
What we
going
got?
deeper on round 2.
Well, keeping up with Mike's theme here a little bit. So, when you thought the terror was just 28 days, what happens when the virus is gone, but it rears its ugly head 28 weeks later? I love this because they're serene in this peaceful environment in London, and they thought the virus is contained, and then here comes somebody who's a carrier, as you can see by the picture right there of the two different color eyes. Actually, a carrier of the virus, so it's no longer just by bloodshed that it or by spit or saliva or DNA coming in. It's actually carried on by somebody who they don't know is actually in this pristine environment until it's too late.
Look at you guys with the zombie stuff.
I haven't seen it either. Have you seen it, Huck, or no?
Oh yeah, a long time ago. I've seen the two. I'd be hard pressed to remember the difference between the two because they blend together. It's been so long.
In time. There's weeks and then there's days.
Well, what it is the
stuff?
Cillian Murphy one talks about when he wakes up 28 days later after initial outbreak. This one takes place 28 weeks later after that movie.
And are they going to do a sequel like 28 years later?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do 28 months later.
I know.
Yeah. Where's months?
I got to go. Yeah, I know. It's so silly.
Oh, nice. You guys a fan of that one? I haven't seen it, so I can't say much here.
I've only watched the two of them one time each, but I enjoyed them.
Yeah, it's same here. It's been a while.
I've seen 28 weeks later once. I've seen Days a couple of times.
Those are big blind spots for me. I've never seen either one of them, so
They're really good.
They're hard
Mark,
to
I'm
to
shocked.
find, aren't they? Like the ones
they're
out of
like-
print on Blu-ray. I don't know. They're probably streaming, but
Mark, you shocked me tonight.
They're
Come on.
easy to
Horror
find if
fan
you don't
right
mind
here.
not having a Blu-ray.
yeah, I know
Yeah.
that's a big. Like I said, it's a big blind spot for me. I'm sure I would love them, and they got
What-
that new one announced, so I'll have to check them both out.
What are we gonna do with you, Mark?
I know I'm out of. I'm not in form tonight. I guess.
Says the guy who hasn't seen Armageddon. Come on, Mike. Take it
He's
easy.
got a point.
Very true.
He's got a point.
All right. Well, you guys think. What do you all need to do to me then? It's okay. It's on my watch list now. That's what matters, right?
That's all-
why
that's
we
all
do
that
these
matters.
streams.
Add to cart, baby.
All right. So we're on to Huck. What do you got for us now?
All right, Mark. I had to bite my tongue, buddy. I had
Uh-oh.
to sit on it. I couldn't answer your question earlier because I'm doing it. Poseidon Adventure.
Oh shit!
I couldn't tell you what I thought about it because it's my next pick.
Look
And
at
I'd have
that.
you'd have
Look
killed
at
it. So I had to slow
Wow.
play it. It was tough, man. I had to go
You
through
just-
4 people.
You deceived me.
Sneaky.
Oh, sorry, man.
The
You're my friend.
deception.
I don't like doing that, but I had to.
Well, that's cool that we got both of them out here now.
All right, so yeah, let me tell you. So I grew up with this one. So I will say what's wonderful about the new one, because I like that too, is it's more, especially of younger generations. It's flashier, so it's cooler. It's got Kurt Russell, who I love, and all that. Josh Lucas is always great. But this one also, it's funny because all the descriptions you said, just copy paste right here because it's all the same thing.
Really?
Like, it turns upside down. The big thing in the court, or whatever you want to call it, the main dining area with when it flips upside down, people got to climb up the Christmas tree. All that stuff is in here as well, because they got to get up instead of down. And look, you got Gene Hackman, man, Shelley Winters, like these are the who's who back in their day. And giving that Ernest Borgnine, Red Buttons, Roddy McDowell, y'all, Planet of the Apes.
Oh shit, Roddy McDowell.
And look, and Shelley Winters is terrific. She's, she's overweight in this movie, but in her character, she has this moment where she's a former swimmer, and she just has this line like she goes, I feel so much smaller when I swim, or something like that. And so she's the one because she has breath control. When she goes underwater, she's got to do the long swim, and that really gets you like freaking out because she's a little heavier. So it's like, is she going to make it? But you just, oh my God, like there's just like yours.
Very
There's so much
tense.
tension. Can they get to the bottom of the boat, which is at the top? And I mean, and I grew up with this. They would air this every year on television, like TBS or whatever. And then finally, when it came on video, this is one of my it is my favorite all-time disaster movie from the 70s. Is Poseidon Adventure, because it just, like you said, Mark, on the water, it's dark, it's scary. When things flip upside down, they got stairwells that are broken and they got to get from one side to the other. And some people can make it, some are terrified. It's just, oh man, it
It's
makes me want to
thrilling.
watch it. Yeah, right
It's
now.
thrilling. It's like when you have the disaster, it's like people will react differently, and then you got the tension that comes from that, and it's fun to watch because we can all kind of we like to ask ourselves, what would I do in that situation?
Yeah, who would I be?
Yeah,
You know?
which of these people would I be?
I would definitely would not be Shelley Winters.
Yeah, I would not make that long swim. Yeah, I hear you. I know, but you're right. It's like Hackman's calm, Shelley's nervous, but makes the swim. There are other people who are married, so they're a little bit more terrified. They have a dog. There's a couple. Is there a dog? A couple with the dog in the new movie?
I think.
I can't remember.
Because you got the
I think so.
of the dog. Like, can the dog swim? Like,
This one has a little kid in it, so maybe
Yeah, I don't feel like
traded
there's a dog.
Maybe they
No,
traded
there's
the dog
a
for
kid.
the
There's a kid in here too. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I had to get that in there. I had to save it though,
I
so we
know.
could enjoy
Hug,
it together.
you held all of it back. I don't know how you were able to do that. You
Yeah,
did us
well
dirty
played.
right there.
It was hard, y'all. I had to go 4 people sitting on that, but there it is. It's out. It's out there.
Wow.
Boat movies, baby. Let's go.
I need to check that one out because I feel like I'd like.
I think you'll
really
like it. If you enjoyed that one, I think you'll like the original because it's got the same. If you can accept the effects of its time, which are really good for its time.
Yeah.
As long as you can get into that, dude, you're gonna love it. It's all about character.
It'll come up later, I think. So I'm not gonna say yet, but there's a comparison that I would make with another one of mine.
So much secrets tonight.
We'll get there.
You have to sit on these. That's right.
Yep.
All right. Well, Mark, it is your turn.
Ooh, it is my turn, isn't it?
Maybe you'll say it now.
I have a feeling I can.
He teased us a little bit.
I think I can wheel this one. I think it'll come back to me. So I'm going to take this one now because this is one of my favorite movies probably of all time.
Oh, wow.
This is probably my favorite Tom Hanks film ever. I think it's his best performance. He literally carries the movie. And yeah, Castaway is so good. This was one I watched a lot when I was young too. This would have been anybody know the year of this one?
2000.
2000. Okay, yeah. So right around, that era when I was a young kid watching movies, and movies like this really leave an impression on you. At least it did for me because again, this is one where you're like, would I be able to do all the things that he does to get home and survive? The scene where he's got to give himself like dental surgery, like when he's making the raft. Oh, it's like you can't help but imagine what it would do to you. And there's a really great scene at the end when he when he finally makes it back to like humanity, and they're having the big like welcome back party for him, and he picks up a lighter and he like just turns the lighter on, and he's kind of just like marveling at how easy it is to just make fire. And it's like in that moment you kind of know he's never going to be the same ever again. But it's just it's a great film. I love Castaway so much. And again, you got that water motif, so that's something that I'm discovering in real time right now. I'm actually really drawn to that sort of thing. So that's my pick.
Nice pick, dude. Oh yeah, and that really gets you like tense, man. The airplane crashed into solitude.
Man. It's so watchable. Like it's like from the moment it starts, I'm engrossed. Like I'm into it. Yeah, it's so good.
And the heartbreak with his wife. Oh,
dude, that scene. When they're like out in the rain and stuff. Oh my god. Little me was like, "Oh my god, I'm feeling all these emotions right now."
Old me was saying that.
Was that also Helen Hunt too?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, she's great, man. She's good in that one.
Terrific.
You don't see her a lot.
How he managed to keep that one package, I guess.
Yeah.
To me, was like that's holding on to his sanity, his former life. I'll open everything else, but I'm going to hold on to this one. And then he delivers that package.
I love that too at the end. Yeah, he's at the crossroads. Yeah, I love how he sees them at the end. He goes to deliver it, but they're not home, and then he talks to her and doesn't realize that it's her until she drives off. It's so great. It's like, I think this whole thing is sort of talking about just how it deals with like how fleeting everything is and how easily you can be whisked in one direction. And like the whole plane crash, I don't even think he was supposed to be on that plane, I think so. It's like how things are so circumstantial, and one little decision can change everything. So very good stuff.
I'm trying to remember at the end, do they ever open that package?
No,
that he
you never
delivers?
you never
No.
you never see what's in it.
Man, what if that could have saved them though?
There's a
Oh
joke.
yeah.
There's something funny. I think the director said, like, people ask him in interviews, and he says like a satellite phone with solar powered satellite phone is
That would be so good.
is the joke. But that's another thing with all the packages too, like how Ingenuity, like he really has to like just find ways to use all the different stuff in the packages. It's really good.
All right, Stacy.
All right, I'm gonna go with my choice for Aliens, Disaster, and Mayhem. We're gonna go Mars Attacks.
Oh, nice. Oh, that looks really cool. Is that what is that? Laser disc or what?
Yep.
Nice.
Act. That's so good.
That's so cool. I love that artwork. Very nice.
How can you go bad with President Jack Nicholson?
Right.
Yep.
Star-studded cast too.
Oh yeah.
What other movie are you going to
Pierce
get? Glenn,
Bronson.
who is it? Glenn Close as a dog, half dog. With her.
Yep,
No, it's, Sarah Jessica
Oh,
Parker.
yeah.
Yeah, sir, just-
Her and Pierce at the
Yeah.
end have their heads put on pets. Just hilarious. Her pet.
They
Yeah, that
blew up
movie's
Congress.
That movie's got a great cast too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Michael
Yeah.
J. Fox.
Jim
Jack
Brown.
Jim Brown is great in that movie.
I know. Natalie Portman's in it.
I think Jack Black's in there too somewhere, right?
Yes, he's the brother. I
Yeah.
was so
Yep.
shocked when I saw that again. I was like, dude, early Jack Black.
Yeah, I think that movie ranked pretty high up on our Tim Burton stream, didn't it, Huck?
Yeah.
So good. All
Needs
right.
a 4K.
I know, right?
Oh,
A
that
lot of
movie
those
was so
Tim
good.
Burton movies need 4Ks. He's holding out on us.
We got some. We got like Sleepy Hollow, I think.
And Batman, but still.
Yeah. Patience. Patience.
Have you seen the Mrs. Peregrine School of Gifted Children or whatever it's called?
Yeah, The Peculiar Children.
Peculiar Children.
Good one,
Oh my
yeah.
God! Like when we were doing our Tim Burton thing, I had not seen that. Found it at a thrift. Ben, you'll love this. A thrift store for $4, 4K, sealed.
Oh,
And I watched, and it looks gorgeous. And it was my top 5. It was an excellent movie. Like, it's a movie no one seemed to have seen, no one talked about. But as soon as I saw it, I'm like, this is instantly top 5 for me. It's so good.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Loved it.
No
So
Planet of the
X-Men.
Apes, but still pretty
No,
good.
no, it's X-Men without the X-Men.
All right, Johnny.
Okay, so we are a week later. So I have to go with Independence Day.
Nice.
I mean, I remember standing in line for like
Yeah.
4 hours to watch this on opening weekend. And
Man.
just talk about the cast. You got Jeff
Mhm.
Goldblum, Will Smith, even though I have my issues with Will Smith now. Judd Hirsch, Bill Pullman, Vivica A. Fox. She's not a Fox anymore, but still, I love this movie. And I like how they use the whole War of the Worlds thing to play into it, where you have to give them it gives them a virus, computer virus, to defeat the aliens. Roland Emmerich, I think he made his name as the master of disaster from after making this, because he did Day After Tomorrow, and I think he also did Moonfall, I believe.
Whoa.
I was like, hold on there. They might come on.
Yeah,
I
this
froze
one-
Johnny.
Love this one. I've seen the sequel once, and I will not have it in my collection.
Oh, that was...
Got the laser for that too.
Oh wow.
Get it on.
This is one of these that
Stacey. Look at
opens
that.
up.
Oh my gosh.
That one,
that's nice.
I'm discovering a trend
I-
here.
Love
'Cause
the
when-
packaging of those things. They're so nice.
All these
Mhm.
90s action disaster movies were really big for me when I was a kid, and that one scared me, especially the scene where he's being like choked by the tentacle, or the alien tentacle. What's his name? He's the guy from Star Trek.
Oh yeah, Brent Spiner.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
As he's the professor.
and
Yeah.
they're like talking through him. That scene used to scare the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
That one's like
Possessing.
that one's like seared in my brain. But that movie's awesome, man.
You know what scared me on that movie? The runtime. Yeah, Huck, you remember my little rant on that movie.
Yeah,
The Collectors Club.
do I ever?
Mike loves that movie.
Oh,
It
yeah.
got a 3. A 3 is a good score.
We
as
were
discussed.
stunned. What wasn't it third on your list? I was like,
Hey, it was no Battleship, okay? That's a high standard to get to.
yeah,
Clearly.
it is no Battleship.
I'm telling
I'll
you, they
agree
could
with
have
that.
took 45 minutes out of that movie. I'm like, when is something gonna happen? It's taking forever. You got Goldblum driving. I'm like, why is this taking so long? Once it gets going, it's
Come on,
pretty good. And I like the
Goldblum
stunts
and
all that.
Will Smith. Yeah, you know. Yes. Without the oops. Come on. How good is
Was that the movie that really like made Will Smith a star, or was there something before
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, it was
That's
that
the
because
one,
he was a co-star in that. Because he was a co-star, and he was the stand-up.
Yeah, because he
star.
was
Like,
basically
everyone was talking
he was
about
the
Will.
king of the summer for the while. But
Yeah.
that because he did that, and was Men in Black next,
Yeah, and the Men in Black
Yep,
would be
then-
next, and then that killed.
Wild
So-
Wild West.
I
Wicked
loved
Wild.
Wild Wild
Wicked
West when
Wild
I was a
Wild
kid.
West.
man.
That one too, that was
All
another
these
one.
90s movies were like, oh my god, I loved Wild Wild West when I was a kid. I wanted like I think Burger King had a toy line of the spider thing, and
Yeah.
I think I had that when I was a kid, and I thought that was just the coolest fucking thing ever, man. It's like it makes no sense. It's like this steampunk Wild Wild West
Right.
stuff thing. It was I thought it was the coolest thing. Oh, I want to watch Wild Wild West. Big movie for my family. That was the first DVD we ever bought when we were growing
Wild
up.
Wild West. Nice.
Yeah, it was the first DVD we ever had.
All right.
Fond
Slick.
memories.
So we're talking about Roland Emmerich already, so might as well continue this train with his masterpiece movie that everybody loved, of course. You can't get better than
2012.
Moonfall. There you go.
Oh god.
Moonfall, of course. This movie is
Moonfall.
amazing. It's so good.
I did
Oh,
not
man.
see that coming.
I've rewatched that movie like 3 or 4 times now. The 4K is excellent, by the way. But it's just fun and entertaining. I mean, what's more of a disaster than the moon falling to Earth? Like, come on. You get all those tidal waves at the end and all that crazy gravity stuff happening. And I thought the cast was great in there. Like Patrick Wilson, Halle Berry, really good chemistry there. You got Michael Pena in there, who's awesome. What's his name? Bradley or something. Was really cool too as the nerdy guy.
From Game of Thrones, yeah.
Yeah. So I think all those characters work really well. To me, it makes sense. They explain the moon well enough with it falling. It's a mega structure, okay? It was
Moon
controlled
with
by
it falling.
AI. It had that AI technology, and that's relevant to today. We're always talking about AI. You know, AI, the next big disaster. What could happen? Well, there you go. Moonfall already covered it, so now we are prepared. But yeah, have fun with Moonfall. Even the side story plot where like the kids and other family members, they go off on their little side quests. I'm like, that's okay. It's action packed. They're like doing car chasing pretty much. It's thrilling. So I like that one, even though nobody else did. That's okay. I still get entertained.
It was.
with that one.
I enjoyed it. It was better than I thought it was going to be because that movie got ripped when it came out, but
Yeah.
it was.
I never
I
saw
enjoyed
it.
it.
I didn't bother with that one. Although I was intrigued by it, but I wasn't gonna make it to the theater for it.
I
So,
found the steelbook, the 4K steelbook in the $5 bin at Walmart.
Ooh, actually,
Dang, that's a score.
Steelbook again, Johnny. Let's
Yeah,
bust that
Johnny.
Steelbook
That's
out.
a good price for that, I would say.
No, look at that.
Any
It-
more than
It's
that-
about $3 too much.
That's a great price. I paid $10 more for the slipcover, so on a deal. That looks cool though. I like
that
that.
actually is good steelbook art. I will give him that.
So, Huck, you a big fan of Moonfall over
I
there?
haven't seen it yet.
Oh, that's a collector's club, Rock, for sure.
I gotta say, I'm ready though. I got the digital code.
It's good. I think it starts going faster than Independence Day. You know,
But I like Roland Emmerich stuff. It's all super popcorn
Yeah.
cheese. Things
Yep.
blow up. Things are absolutely far fetched.
Mhm.
And if you're ready to strap in and go for that, it's like I don't mind that.
Yeah.
The moon falling, let's go.
It's
I don't know why I haven't
Fast
seen it.
X of disaster films. That's what it is.
Fast X is okay. Well, hold on. Now I'm starting to lose interest.
I didn't say Fast 9, okay? It's more
Ugh.
logical than Fast 9.
Fast. All right.
All right, Ben. And you
Well-
match my Moonfall.
Yes, I can, because you said we live in an AI world, and that movie with the AI and and all that stuff happening, Mike. What about a movie that came out in 2011 that we actually lived through?
Ooh, nice.
Oh man.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
There you go, Ben. Let's get it.
And they got the 4K out now too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that one before 2020, and I thought it was just like a fine movie. I think I picked it up at a Dollar General, and then it was like once 2020 came, it was like everyone was like wanting to watch that movie.
Yeah.
I never quite understood that, because it was like, brother, you're living it. Like, what do you?
Yeah.
Why would you want to? Like, I'm looking to escape. I don't want to.
It's a documentary now.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
odd. It was odd to me. And then there was that other one, like Outbreak, I think, with Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
That's what it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it was wild how closely it matched up with the actual pandemic, because I saw it after it came out and I didn't even know. I'm like, did they make this movie after, like, right away? What happened? Because it was so closely matched. I'm like, oh my god.
It's
That's
very
wild.
based in like reality. Yeah, it's kind of bizarre. Is that Steven Soderbergh who made
Yes.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I also found that at a swap meet. Haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I think I got rid of that one. That one didn't make the cut in my.
Is that a
Because
one and done?
it's like I watched it and I was like, I'm never gonna watch this again.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was like, for what he was trying to do, he did what he was looking to do for sure. So
Well, no Moonfall, but still pretty good.
it's a different kind of disaster.
All right, Huck.
All right.
Are you gonna match that now?
Well, it's gonna be hard, but this is gonna be a twofer. Now, look, this is no Sharknado stack of 6 station. I can't compete, but I'm gonna take both because both have their greatness, and that is we're gonna go some War of the Worlds here.
Ooh, we got
Both of
wow.
them, since everybody else has got some sci-fi in there and they got their zombies in there. I'm gonna go the OGs here when they show up. It's this is a pretty terrifying movie, especially of its time. It's like
Yeah.
it's extremely well done. I didn't even grab it, but I got the Criterion. Haven't even seen the 4K yet. I'd be hard pressed to think it'll look better than that, because that looks amazing. The Criterion, of all the titles, I would say get that during the sale. But anyway, so these, and then Spielberg does the one with Tom Cruise, which I really loved as well. It's all about Cruise and that family, because this is a little bit more of a militaristic one, because it's about trying to fight. There it is, Mark. That's the one, dude. That is so
Really
spanking
pretty
good.
art.
Great picture. But you know the drill. It's like aliens come, they try to take us out, and there's one little thing that takes them out. Little drop of water.
Oh
Yeah.
god, I hate that ending. That's the only thing I don't like about the story.
That Spielberg remake is really good.
It's fantastic. I mean, and just so and Dakota Fanning is a dream in this thing. She's so good.
Not
She's not. Oh, you don't like her?
It's
her like hyperventilating and screaming. That got on my nerves really quick.
Did it? See, I liked it. I thought she was very like she saw the stuff. She was invested when she was looking out the back of the car, and the freeway is ripping in half, twisting in half. She's freaking out. I don't know. It helped me freak out.
It seems it's very
Maybe I'm just used to being
very,
around screaming girls.
it's very realistic. It
There it
deals
comes
with-
again.
It's kind of like this is what would happen, And I think those are the most effective disaster movies that really paint like a realistic picture of like just the breakdown of society. And then there's all this other like that's not even touching the alien horrors, where like
Right.
you got that really tense scene in the house with Tim Robbins' character who's
Yeah.
like out of his
Mhm.
mind. And then there's the initial emergence scene where like
I was
everyone's
just gonna
getting
say.
people are
yeah.
getting vaporized, and then Tom Cruise gets home and he's like shaking out the ash, which kind of
Mhm.
got ruined for me with that one scary movie where they make fun of it. But
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that they've been here the whole time. They just had to
Yeah.
like
That's-
awaken and come out. It was just
Isn't
like,
that
oh my
interesting?
God.
I thought that was that. Is that how it is in the original? I can't remember.
No, the original they come down and invade.
They come from Earth. Okay, so
Which
I
is
really
why there was a nice that Spielberg
Yeah.
figured out a new way to do it. Like, what if they're already here? Just something different. So that was nice.
Yeah, that was really cool. That's like not a fun watch. That Spielberg War of the Worlds. Like it's really a downer, but it's really effective.
Well, and the airplane that goes down and just gets decimated and there's pieces everywhere. That's still, Mike, you probably saw it at Universal.
Yeah.
When you're taking the backlot tour, the tram goes right by all of that. That like the 747 that's broken in half, it's still there. All the pieces, all the junk that's everywhere, it's all still there for you to look at. And it's pretty breathtaking to look at that. Like, wow, that's what it would look like. Yeah, it's very cool.
So, Huck, which one do you prefer, original or remake?
I just like them both for different reasons. I mean, they're kind of two different movies for me. I just love a vintage sci-fi though. So like, I don't know if it really is kind of in a mood, like because this is like, to me, it's a Tom Cruise movie. I love Cruise. So if I'm in a Cruise mood, I'll grab this. But if I'm in a vintage sci-fi, I'll just have to grab this. But I might lean to this just because I love that sort of vintage greatness. But I mean, they're both great. So
Yeah, that 4K was pretty notorious for blowing people's subwoofers when that thing first came out.
the Tom Cruise one, I would guess.
Yeah, because that sound mix on that, it was like so, the decibels were so crazy that.
Damn, that sounds cool as hell though. Like that's that creepy klaxon siren that the aliens, like I can hear it. Yeah, that probably goes crazy on the subwoofer, dude. Love it.
Test it.
I actually prefer the original on this one. Usually I'm a remake person, but the original's so cool. I just like how the alien machines look. They're just like colorful.
and the sound effects on that too, though. Everyone knows those little sound effects. It's like it's
like iconic.
Yeah.
All right, Johnny, what are you thinking?
Oh, I'm next. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we change it up around here. You didn't know that?
Hey, Mr. Grumpy Gills.
Well, I'm going with something that's like found footage disaster, and that's Cloverfield.
Nice.
Oh, good.
One too.
I got to tell you, when my wife and I we went to see this, my wife got sick after watching this because of the shaky cam. But yeah, just watching this creature with no explanation of where it came from drop down and just start tear-assing through the streets of New York. But it's not really about the creature itself. It's about this one guy trying to get to his girlfriend. He and two others join him on this trip, and they go across the city to try to find her. And yeah, it's just there's gore in it, but you really don't get to see that much of it. But just watching this thing lay waste to a city from cameras that are mounted on helicopters as they go by. This thing just has no regard for human life. It just destroys everything. The end of it, yeah, I didn't like the end of it, but it also set up for what we got in the sequel and stuff. But yeah, my next pick, Cloverfield,
was on one of my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I had my standard Blu-ray here. I was gonna pick that one potentially. That was one I loved a lot when it first came out. I've come down on it a little bit since, but I really do appreciate it. And that's one movie where the viral marketing of that is like pretty up there. Like it's because I was in like 8th grade and I was like fascinated by it because there was that infamous trailer where you don't even get a title, all you got was a release date, and you just see the Statue of Liberty's head getting chucked down the street, and it's like, whoa, like what is this? And it's like everyone's theorizing on the internet and like looking for things. And,
even the poster that you theorize, you see the Statue of Liberty without the head, and then you see something in the water. You don't know what it is.
Yeah, really awesome Like just the whole thing of surrounding it was really exciting because you didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I saw it for the first time with that still book, and at first I'm like, "Oh my gosh, hopefully something happens," because they're at the party, and I'm like, "Oh, if it's just this for most of the time, I'm going to be really disappointed." But it picks up after that, and it's pretty fun. It's good action kaiju monster movie through the shaky cam perspective, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on like a proper sequel to that.
Yeah. Well, the sequel is way different, but I still liked it. It became more like a horror thriller.
The other two Cloverfield movies are like they were both supposed to be a different thing. Like the scripts were totally unrelated, and then they like workshopped. They like scribbled Cloverfield on a couple pages, and then they like made it into Cloverfield movies. Like the one with John Goodman was just like supposed to be like the same exact movie, basically. Like you could take the Cloverfield out of it, and it doesn't really change it. So I think that's actually why it's so good. And then the other one is the Netflix one is not good. So
I did not even try that one. I'm like,
yeah, that one kind of sucked.
I've got it over here somewhere, and I still haven't seen it.
It's good marketing. They like dropped it right after the Super Bowl, and it was like, hey, it's out now. Like you can watch it right after the Super Bowl, and it was like, oh, that's exciting. And then it wasn't good.
Huck, it doesn't seem like you're a Cloverfield fan over there.
To be honest, this is what happened. Like it was on like TV or something, and I've only seen the opening of it. I've never finished it, but you guys are making it sound really good.
Interesting.
Like I don't know why I stepped away. I wasn't like this movie sucks and turned it off. It was something pulled me away from it. So.
We all have situations like that.
Yeah, and it's one I always mean to get back to because so many people talk about it as a really good found footage thing. Plus, it's got kaijus and stuff. It's all right up my alley. So I will have to remedy that.
Yeah, that's why I like it because it's found footage but action, where most found footage movies are horror. So it's something different.
Yeah, I think for me the biggest benefit from that was being like involved in the wake, like in the not the wake, before the movie was coming out. All the theories kind of made it exciting to be to be anticipating, because you just didn't know what was going on. So it's interesting that you watched it, Mike, just a year ago, because you don't get any of that. So you're kind of like taking the movie for what it is.
Yep, going in blind with it.
So but it was really something, man. It was really interesting to be part of that.
I think the trailer was attached to Transformers.
Yeah.
And that's when I first saw it, and I'm like, I have to go watch this. I don't know what it's about, but I have to see it.
It was exciting, man.
So really here's the question I'll ask you, because sometimes people can't do this well. I know it's found footage. How is the shaky cam in this? Is it just too much? Or like maybe that was
it's a lot.
It's pretty notorious for
right. That might have been it. There's a time when I absolutely couldn't stand. I thought it was like the most lowbrow filmmaking technique. It's like, oh, because we're holding it, let's shake it a lot. Or the guy who's holding the camera knows how to use it, right? So I think
but he's running around a lot. He's dropping the camera a lot.
Right.
So a lot of that stuff, it's not like our phones nowadays or cameras nowadays are stabilized.
Yeah, it's like 2008. So it was
it's a regular like Canon camcorder. So you're going to get it all those shakes. So
that's my only fear watching it. Is going to be too much of that. I'm like,
and in regards to 10 Cloverfield Lane, it actually is the actual true sequel to Cloverfield, because it happens in the southern United States as the attack on New York happens.
Right.
Yeah, you don't get motion sickness, do you, Huck?
No.
No, I just get intolerant with bad filmmaking.
He moves the camera whenever someone's talking.
Yeah.
That's when he's running, it's shaking.
When I first saw it, it didn't bother me a lot, but I was hearing obviously like people were like throwing up and stuff like in the theater because of how shaky it was. But and then I watched it again at home, and I was like, this is kind of bothering me. Like, and I used to be one of those people who wasn't affected by it. So it's interesting,
I'll give it a go. But halfway through, if it's just nonstop shaky, that I'll probably bail and go, too bad. It's probably a great movie, but
it could go either way. Yeah.
Bothering me. Yeah.
All right.
All right, my next one wasn't what I typically would think of as a disaster movie, but I kept seeing it pop up on lists that I saw, and I love this movie, so I picked it, and that is The Mist.
Oh yeah.
I was going to pick that one too. That would qualify for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That definitely qualifies.
And Mr. Tim will appreciate that one because that one is signed by Frank Darabont.
Ooh, very cool.
Oh, Darabont, nice.
That's rad.
Good choice right there. Yeah, I saw that for the first time too with the Steelbook. All those Steelbooks got me to watch some movies. It was good though.
Yeah, that's one
Oh,
where
yeah.
that's another one where like you've got the people infighting, sort of like all the different you know, all the different voices, like the people who want to take control, the people who want to just, you know, escape and run away and don't care about anyone else. And yeah, it's really that one.
Plus, you get the birth of the Walking Dead in this thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of Walking Dead alums in that one.
Oh yeah, yeah, nice.
Yeah, lots of Walking Dead actors in there.
And you got
Yeah,
the Punisher actor, right?
Yeah,
Who's that?
Thomas Jane.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Thomas Jane, yeah. That ending
And
too is iconic.
I was gonna say, yeah, without giving the
Yeah,
ending away, what a ballsy ending.
Yeah, well, it's incredibly memorable.
It's like, oh my god. It's
Yeah, we won't spoil it here, but if
yeah,
you
if the
know,
audience hasn't seen it, we won't tell you. But
if you know, you know. That is one that is like, holy shit, just incredibly, yeah.
Have any of you guys watched the black and white version?
No, but I want to.
Yeah.
I have that same Blu-ray. I don't have that 4K, but I do have the access to the black and white version.
What do you prefer, Stacy, between them?
I mean, I like the color version, but I do enjoy the black and white too. It adds a different perspective to it.
Yeah, kind of makes it gives it that sort of 50s sci-fi feel. I would say.
Yep.
And I heard it kind of hides the effects, right? Because some people don't like the effects in the color one so much.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Nice. Good choice. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that one. Oh my gosh. All right, Mark, where we're going with this?
Where are we going? I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go with The Martian.
oh, such a good movie.
So this is kind of like Castaway, but on Mars, and I think that's what I like about it. And what's so cool about this one is that people actually know that he's missing, unlike in Castaway. And you've got the back and forth of Matt Damon trying to survive, and then you've got people trying to find and like get to him, which is like, if you think about it, is such like a cosmically difficult task to like go to Mars and pick someone up and bring him back home. Like it's really enthralling.
It's not
to
at the
watch.
mall where you can just
No,
jump in the
it's
car.
yeah,
Can't
you
go
can't
get
just
him.
like jump on the parkway and go get him. Like he's on
Right.
fucking Mars. Like it's so it's really cool, and it's like you're like, man, it's you've got the time skip that happens. I would say midway through, and this 4K looks great, by the way. It looks really good. So, and then this is a Ridley Scott banger. So, I'm a fan of Ridley Scott. People are kind of split on him these days, it seems, but I really like this movie. So, that's my pick.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yeah,
Nice.
that's
Very
one of my
time-
favorite of his too.
Very timely. Yeah, The Martian's a lot of fun.
Never seen it.
It's really good.
Treat yourself. It's so good.
It's one of those movies, like it's I use that term watchable. Like most movies are watchable, but for me anyway, there's certain ones where it's like if it's on, we all have these, I'm sure, where it's like if it's on at any point in the movie, I can lock in, and for the next however many minutes, I'm locked in until it's over. And The Martian and movies like Castaway, those ones do it for me.
Yeah,
I'm
The
like Mike
Martian
and Howard the
based
Duck.
on, Howard the Duck is an all-time classic.
Come on, Mike.
The
you know,
Martian is based on a book too, right? Have you guys? read
Yeah,
the book?
we talked about that during the one stream we did,
Yeah,
didn't we, Mike?
yeah.
Yeah, where we were doing the book adaptations.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, if it's based on a book, usually it's a pretty good story.
Agreed.
All right. Nice. Good choices, everybody. You guys came out with some bangers there.
yeah, good
I
job.
wasn't
y'all.
even expecting half of them. Nice.
I'm improving after Sharknado.
Yeah, it's gone downhill, but we're trying.
Well, at least Sharknado, you had the whole franchise, so that was definitely worth it. Let's see. Tiana saying, a great pick, Johnny. Yeah. And Matthew saying, I like the disaster movie of John Williams scores, Towering Inferno, Poseidon Adventure. There you go. Another fan of Poseidon Adventure. All right.
Yeah,
so we're
so
into round 4 right here, number 4. So where did I go with this one? Let's go with some, you know what? Let's go Disney here. And you got to go with Arachnophobia.
Ooh.
What a more terrifying disaster than a spider infestation. I mean, oh my gosh, these spiders are wild in this movie. And I don't like spiders at all. Spider bites I cannot stand. So terrifying movie, especially for a Disney type of movie. But it's really good. I would say it's like gateway horror, right? Because it's not too intense. I think the whole family can watch it.
Yeah.
Isn't that like an Amblin produced film?
Yep.
I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely like
It's not
family.
Disney? I thought it was Disney.
I think it's
Yeah,
Amblin.
it's Disney.
Yeah, was it like Touchstone, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Which is
Something
like
like that.
Disney's like
Yeah.
that's like Disney's branch for like making like action movies, right? Or movies
More
that don't.
adult.
Yeah,
type
exactly.
movies,
More
yeah.
adult. Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah, that's a good one.
that
You
one's
got
very
John
like
Goodman in there.
family forward, and Jeff Daniels too, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
That's one I watched a couple years ago for the first time, and I felt out of the loop because a lot of people seem to have like an early attachment to that movie. They saw it when they were younger, and I feel like I would have liked it more had I seen it when I was younger, because that's a '90s film as well. But somehow I missed that one when I was growing up. So yeah, I liked it. I wasn't in love with it, but I feel like I maybe missed the boat on that one. I don't know.
See, I watched it recently and I just got a kick out of it. It was terrifying with that house when there's all the spiders surrounding them. You're like, what the
Yeah.
heck? What are they going to do now?
I just don't know. There was something that was keeping me like at arm's length. I wasn't able to fully buy in. But that might have been one of my favorites if I'd seen it when I was a kid. So
You gotta love John Goodman in it.
he's
so funny.
great.
He's so good. And he's not in it a lot, but
I
he
know.
totally steals the show when he's in there.
See, that's one of those misleading things too, because the trailer really focuses on John Goodman because he was sort of the hot actor at the time. And I'm like, wow, that is so misleading. He is not at all the lead of that film. So don't be fooled.
Ben, you've seen that one, yes?
No.
No?
Oh.
So good.
Ben's got so many bangers you can go watch now. Look at this.
Yep.
I feel like that's it for us tonight on that too. We all have some we've missed, so we got good recommendations tonight.
And we're really hitting every quadrant here.
Yep.
You know, any kind of disaster you can think of, we're
Yeah.
kind of hitting them all.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. Natural disaster, alien invasion, we covering it.
Zombie outbreak.
There you go. See,
We haven't hit any volcanoes yet, though.
Ooh. now somebody got to pull out volcano.
Guys, just hold your horses.
All right, Ben, you're up next.
Come on, Ben. See one of those
Well-
junky Walmart titles. Let's go.
Well, this is will cool both Mike and Huck down because of their weather in California. I want to preface this by asking you guys, have you guys ever been driving and then a storm hits and then what do? You pull over hoping the storm goes by and you're good?
Yeah, of course.
That doesn't happen in
Yeah,
California.
that's what everybody does, right?
Yeah. So when you're traveling in the mountains of Norway and a snowstorm starts hitting, what do?
Kiss your ass goodbye.
You don't pull over. That's for sure, because you might just be snowed in with
So
Senator.
Oh,
great.
shit.
What is that?
I thought you were going to do avalanche.
No, this is a story about a husband and wife who are traveling to Norway, driving. Snowstorm hits, so they pull over on the side of the road and hope that the storm hits. They wake up, they fall asleep. They wake up. Not only are they stuck in their car with only so much food, their car heater starts dying on them. They're covered in feet of snow. And she's also 9 months pregnant.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, so it's not
Yeah.
only a claustrophobic movie for those who are for disasters. It has the whole thing of a blizzard, snowstorm, and are they going to survive? So it's
You know what? I remember that one, and it's super weird. We saw it in middle school in a big auditorium meeting. I don't know why the heck we were watching that.
just in
But
case
I remember
just in
that.
case of California got snow.
Oh, yeah, I guess we and
See, we got to be prepared. Emergency
Speaking of snow,
preparedness.
yeah, not
It was
just some
so
snow.
random. I'm like, why the heck are we watching this right now? This makes no sense.
Yeah,
But
that's a situation where again it's like, what would I do in that situation? Yeah, that's freaky stuff, man.
And the thing
Just
is, it's,
for
throughout the movie, they actually go outside the car a little bit, and there's only like 2 cars that ever actually traveled down this road. 2. So it's even more, and one of them's a snowplow. So as he's plowing the road, he doesn't see the car because it's covered in snow. So he's just covering it with more snow.
Yeah.
But they're hearing the plow on the outside. But they're hearing the plow in the car as he's coming by and trying to and banging on the car. Hey, we're in here.
So the
Yeah.
So that's
message-
frustrating because it's 2 things I hate: snow and claustrophobia. So, yeah, being trapped in snow, that's a bad.
Uh,
So no sketchy roads in the snow. That's what we learned.
Right.
yep.
All right, Huck.
All right, so Ben, you brought us to Norway. So I'm going to keep us there, believe it or not. So this is a Norwegian disaster movie. This was recommended to me by Tim, and I finally just watched it because of this. I watched it last week with my wife, and that is, I'm going to cover the bottom, The Wave, y'all.
I've heard of
So,
I've
two
heard
back
of
with
it.
The Quake. I have not watched The Quake yet, but The Wave. So let me tell you about The Wave. So again, it centers around a family. The guy is a seismologist, just like in a lot of those things, so that he knows how to read things. And this mountain, and this is, by the way, the tagline is, is it even on here? No, but it's basically a real live event that just has never happened. Like where they are in these mountains, there is a fissure there that if these plates suddenly just go like that, and piece of the mountain breaks off into the water, it's going to send up a tidal wave and it's just going to wash through this little town that's at the bottom. And that's what the movie does. So literally the movie is sort of a disaster of the area that just hasn't happened yet, which I think is kind of brilliant. And it's on a shoestring budget, like 15 mil or something like that. The wave looks amazing. It's not one of these things where there's like 10 waves in the movie. There's one wave, but it's about the family splits off. The daughter and the dad want to go say goodbye to the house, so they're sleeping there that night. And the wife's at the bottom of the ravine, if you will, with the son, and she's like a hotel manager. Well, you can figure out what happens that night. The plates break, y'all. The wave is coming. And then so it's everyone trying to like get the hell out of there because they sign the sirens and they have 10 minutes to get out. And that's when the tension really ramps up, and what happens when the wave hits and who makes it and who doesn't. And I will say thank you for that recommendation, Tim, because if y'all haven't seen it, and Mark, since you love water stuff, I think you're really going to dig The Wave. The
Yeah,
family's super good.
I'm looking it up right now. I actually haven't heard of this one.
Oh, yeah, I hadn't either. And it's
it's one of those good dive bin movies.
Yeah,
I've actually found
saw
it in like
it?
$5 bins. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where I found this as well, because it's got that and the Quake. I heard the Quake's not as good, but I mean, we have other cool Quakey movies. I'll leave it at that. But there you go. Wave, y'all. I just want to do a little deep dive because I just saw it and it's spectacular. Check it out.
Fishies. The Wave was amazing. There
It
you
was
go.
amazing. She loved it.
Nice. All right, Johnny.
All right, since we're still on this disaster thing, I'm going with natural disaster. I'm going with Hard Rain.
Ooh.
Ah, yes.
More water.
All right, you've got Christian Slater and Ed Asner. They're operating an armored truck delivering money, and they have to go through this town. The town's been evacuated due to a heavy rainstorm, and one of the guys who's operating a dam, he has to open up the spillway, and it just creates more water, and it floods this entire town. But little to Christian Slater's knowledge that Morgan Freeman and his band of buddies have decided to show up and rob the armored truck. So Christian Slater decides to take the money and hide it. That way that nobody can get it. And he tries to go to the town sheriff. The sheriff arrests him, and he decides to go look for the money. And you have the police department looking for the money, the people who Morgan Freeman and his band of idiots looking for the money. All the while, this town is being completely consumed by this rain and the water and everything. It just basically engulfs the town, and he's trying to get out and return the money. So that's my pick.
Wow. I'm afraid of water now. There's been so many water recommendations tonight. Hard Rain, The Wave, Poseidon. Oh my god!
Right?
It seems to be the easiest disaster movie trope to try and film or do a movie on.
It would,
Well, you think it'd be the hardest because
I was gonna say it's probably pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Well, no, I meant from a story standpoint.
Oh yeah.
That's probably one of the easiest tropes to write, because it's like, what is everyone afraid of? One of your most logical fears is drowning.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's one of everyone's biggest fears. So that's pretty much one of the easiest kinds of disasters to write.
I would say that's accurate.
Yeah. Awesome. Good choices here. Stacy, what are you thinking?
All right, since we've done a lot of water, I'm going to do fire. I'm going to do Only the Brave.
Oh, nice.
This is actually based on true events, on a true story. This is a group of they were called the Granite Mountain Hotshots, and there was this huge wildfire that they were trying to get under control so it didn't hit population. And amazing cast. You've got Josh Brolin's in it, Miles Teller, Jeff Bridges, Jennifer Connelly. It's definitely not an easy watch at times, but it's really good.
I'm sold. You said Jennifer Connelly. I'm like, okay, what was the movie again? Let me write this down.
Have any of you guys seen it?
No, I haven't
I've
even
seen
heard of it.
pieces of it.
What was it called again?
It's actually Only the Brave.
Only the Brave.
And it's actually directed by, I believe, the same guy that did Top Gun Maverick, I think.
Ooh.
Macquarie.
Wow.
That's promising. Maybe that's why you chose Jennifer Connelly.
Man, that sounds like a good one too. Miles Teller in that too. That makes sense. Maverick. Yeah.
Oh, Kaczynski.
Yep.
That's
And
awesome.
he did Top Gun Maverick, right?
Yeah.
Our first fire movie of tonight, right? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, that's
can't
funny.
believe I forgot the disaster fire. I'm like, oh, I should have got what was it?
Yeah,
Backdraft, right?
Backdraft. Yeah.
Well, somebody had Dante's Peak on a 2-pack
Oh yeah, that's right.
when they pulled it earlier. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was on with Daylight.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we got so much water. We got fire. Now Mark is bringing the steam. Because
Steam. Give us a steam.
We've had the fog with the mist, so we've kind of had steam.
Is it my pick now?
yes, Mark. What do you got?
All right. Looking at my stack here. Yeah. Let's go with I Am Legend.
Ooh.
Nice.
So this one's kind of like a pandemic as well, but you don't really focus on a group of survivors. You're kind of focused on just one guy. And this is a remake too, I think, of the Omega Man, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Which I have not seen. But
It's so good.
this was a big movie at the time. I think it's 2007, yeah. And again, it's kind of like The Martian and Castaway, where it's just one guy. kind of leading the film. And when you can do that well, I think those movies are really effective because you're able to put yourself in their shoes, and it's kind of cool because he's kind of got his run of New York City. Like he's got all these things set up, and he kind of knows everything. Like he knows everything at the back of his hand, and he's got like traps set up and different little bases that he can access at any given time. And he's kind of just he's like, but he's also kind of dealing with like some psychosis from the whole thing where he's not really doing well mentally because not being around people will do that to you. So that's an interesting aspect of the movie as well that I really enjoy. And then there's that scene where he's like reciting Shrek, which is pretty funny, where he's doing all the donkey stuff. That's pretty funny. But I Am Legend is really solid. It's
Mark,
like, what would you do if you're the only person in New York City?
are you excited for the sequel they're working on?
I heard about this. I heard about this with Michael B. Jordan, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, I'll see it, I guess. I like Michael B. Jordan. Him and Will Smith in a movie, like that would be pretty cool, right? I feel like I gotta go just on that.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't go wrong with either one of the two previous movies versions of this one that I Am Legend was a remake of. Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price and The Omega Man with Charlton Heston. Can't go wrong with either one either.
Good point. I forgot about Last Man on Earth, which I do have over there somewhere. That's a Kino Lorber title, I think.
I wonder how they're gonna explain the ending change, though. Maybe just have an intro at the beginning of the movie showing the different.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. That's sort of like unprecedented, right? I can't think of another example of doing a sequel to another movie, but the ending that most people saw is not the ending that they're rolling with. Like it's very specific, and it's like I don't know. It seems kind of clunky, and I'm interested to see how they'll handle that.
Yeah, because people will watch the movie in preparation, and then they get to the new one. They're like, "Wait, what?"
Right? Yeah, people are gonna watch that first one again because that's what a lot of people like. A lot of people are rewatching the first Twister right now because the next one's coming out. So like it's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Definitely gonna be some confused people out there.
Yeah.
Good choice, though. Nice.
Thank you.
All right, we're on to our final round, right? I think we got to round number 5 here, and then we'll go quickly through any honorables after that. So we'll keep this train moving here. Let's just say this movie got to my very core when I watched it when I was very young in theater. It's one of the greatest of all time. You gotta have the core right here. Yes. Oh my gosh.
No one.
Yeah, you guys can tell my disaster movie taste. I got Moonfall. I got the core. I like the core. I don't see the problem with it. To me, they're restarting the core of the planet, right? Does that make sense? Oh, there you go. You got the 4K right there, Johnny. Let's see.
Johnny means business.
See,
he's not playing around.
See, I wish I would have picked up the 4K. I bought the overpriced Shout Select title when it was like $25. My bad. But that's how much I like the core. But you got a good cast in there. It's fun. It definitely has those twists and turns where you're like, oh gosh, they're getting rid of certain main characters. What's going to happen? Yeah. Who's going to survive all of that? And I just liked how it looked when they went into Earth. Like there's that crystallized moment as well. All the molten magma looked cool. So I just really enjoyed that movie. And I remember it from when I was young. So I guess the nostalgia plays into it a little bit as well. But I don't know. What's your guys' problem with the core? Why don't people like that one?
We were actually just saying no because of the way you led into it, Mike.
Yeah.
I do not.
Right there.
I do not like the core. I think it's not very good.
So you didn't like your pun or the movie?
Yeah, look, it's just the effects are pretty abysmal from what I recall.
They don't.
Well, it was early 2000s, so early 2000s kind of CGI.
But I mean,
forgiving.
I watched it in 2020, and for the first time, I did like a remote watch party with some friends, and we all watched the core. And I don't know how we even landed on the core, but I think we were all kind of enjoying how much we were making fun of it. That's sort of how we watched it with that mindset. So maybe if I were to watch it again without that outside influence, maybe I'd like it more. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was.
You got to go in as it being a very serious film, right? This disaster could happen. What if they need to restart the Earth?
Yeah, but that's the other thing. It's like it's such a ridiculous premise. Like there has to be some level of believability. Like even with Armageddon, like I can buy into that. But I don't know, something about going to the center of the Earth. I mean, like there's just no way. Like,
they explained the science though at the beginning. They had all those science meetings.
Did they though?
You just can't do that, man. Like you just can't go there.
The core stopped, so you gotta nuke it to get it going again. You know.
See, I went to Mark. You got a Mystery Science Theater 3000 that movie. You gotta just
you can't play it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. They take it so seriously. Like they play it completely straight, but it's such an absurd premise, and it's like
this
you're
is
kind of asking
another,
for me to poke holes in your movie here.
This is going to be another Contagion scenario. Once the core stops, we're all going to see it.
Oh, and it actually
watch the movie.
When this actually happens, yeah.
And when the moon falls, that's going to be taken seriously.
When the moon falls, yeah, we're all hosed if the moon falls.
Just wait, you'll see.
All right, Ben, what do you got?
Well, there was a movie a few years ago that told us it's not safe to go into the water. We all know that movie, Jaws. Well, this one, it's not even safe to be on land. I'm throwing out Land Shark. They genetically modify a shark that can actually go on. That actually swims on land. Like you see him coming out of the water. Just here's the water, here's the land. You actually see him just come up like that, just going after people.
Ben,
I thought that was an SNL sketch.
Yeah, no, that's
no.
Land Shark. Land Shark.
Land
It
Shark.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Candy Graham.
Oh, I know it is.
Candy Graham. Yeah, it's Chevy Chase in the suit. Eats people. So
Yeah,
someone
and
saw
they
that
put this
sketch and went,
into a movie.
make a movie.
Wow.
Did you ever see House Shark?
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't find my copy of it, so I chose Land Shark.
Is that the sequel? Does the shark go into the house or what?
No, it's crazy because you know how Huck was saying with
Sharknado.
Or what that other one where Sharknado
with the house
was in there. Yeah, this shark is actually in your piping system of your house, and they literally comes out of the toilets, come out of the showers. Like that.
Wow!
Can it alter its
the
mass?
core isn't believable? Come on now.
Hey,
So is it a snake or a shark?
It's a shark.
In the plumbing. And it's not a snake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh gosh!
I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess none of us have seen Land Shark. Anybody? Show of hands. No. Shocking.
You know what? They got to do a shark multiverse movie now. All the shark movies. I want to see them all together.
Sharktiverse.
Yep. Sharknado, Land Shark, House Shark, Baby Shark, Mama Shark, whatever shark you
Sky
got.
Sharks.
All right, Huck, can you match Land Shark? That's the question.
I know.
Remember, you got a lot to
Anyone?
compete.
No. I'm just gonna say no. This is tough because I'm looking at what I have left and I have so many good ones I want to pick up. I feel like I have another full 5 rounds. But what I think I will do is pick up another one I don't think enough people have seen. And I'll save the obvious ones for the honorable mention. Now we've done land sharks, we've done wind, and we've done snow, and we've done water, but what we haven't gone is underwater.
Ooh.
And this movie with Kristen Stewart, let me just say, this movie changed my opinion about Kristen Stewart. This movie starts out, has anybody seen it, first of all? Yeah, dude, right,
No.
Mark? So it starts out immediately with there's something wrong with the underwater system, the tank, what do you call them, the underwater whatever, I know what you mean. Yeah, those things. So instantly something's wrong, and it's got a great cast. TJ Miller's in there, Vincent Cassel, and it's just a great creature feature too. It's like if you love those underwater things like Leviathan, the Abyss, more not The Abyss wasn't scary, but that kind of stuff. This is just a really great monster underwater disaster movie where they got to get from one tank to the other tank underwater, and of course the creatures are everywhere, making it extremely perilous to get out there. It's a real nail biter and start to finish. And when it ended, I was like, how have I not heard of Underwater? I've got to own this. In fact, this jacked up in price now. It's like $35 on Amazon. It sat it sat in my wish list at $8.99. I'm like, I'm gonna get it this week. And then I looked, it went back up to $15. I was like, I'll wait because it'll always fluctuate. Maybe it'll go back down. Instead of going back down, it went up to $35. So I found this on Macari for $7. So thank God, because I wanted to have this. So if you haven't seen Underwater, Kristen Stewart is fantastic in this movie. Mark, what'd you think?
I really liked that one, man. That was a 2020 movie, and it was one of the first movies that came out before like everything shut down. So it's sort of memorable for that reason because when you look at the 2020 filmography, there's not a lot. So it's definitely one of the better movies from that year, which again, not saying a ton, but it is really good. And I love the ending in particular. Really intense stuff. And I don't know if I want to spoil it, but it's giant, sea monsters underwater, which is something that is incredibly fascning to me.
Yeah,
I love stuff like that.
Me too. It's a lean hour and a half. It's like an hour and 35 minutes. So it does not take up your time. It knows what it is and it gets out.
It does feel very reminiscent of movies like The Abyss, Leviathan, Deep Star Six, stuff like that.
Do a marathon with those.
Yeah,
great.
It's really cool. And Kristen Stewart's good in it. She carries the film well. And there's just something so interesting because it's like this could happen. We don't. The ocean is so massive, and it's like we haven't explored that much of it. So the idea that there is some kind of Cthulhu monster down there is not outside of the realm of possibility. And I think that's something that I'm always thinking about, sort of in the back of my mind subconsciously with movies like that, because I'm like, this could happen, So I really like that kind of stuff.
I'd never be the one that would survive, though. I'd be like, I'm coming, y'all. Trip and fall, get eaten. Johnny,
no, I mean, I wouldn't have been down there to begin with, though.
Right?
Screw that. Exactly. I don't know what they're getting paid, but like, it's not enough, dude.
Right?
You're not gonna catch me down there. No way.
All right. Well, Huck, based on these comments, you are in the lead. The core is terrible. I loved making my boyfriend watch it. Moonfall is on another level. Terrible.
That was so well said. Well done.
That's great.
Right.
Oh wow.
Well,
All right. Let's go. Mark, what do we got?
Man, looking at my stack here, and I'm trying to think of the one that is most interesting. And there's one kind of big one that I'm surprised no one's taken. Almost probably because it's too obvious.
Yeah, that's what I did too. I was like,
yeah, I'm not gonna take that one. I'm gonna go with Pacific Rim.
Ooh,
this cool lenticular slipcover, which is pretty cool.
Very nice.
This movie and this Blu-ray in particular, when I got my new TV, it's in the other room, but it's an OLED. This is one of the first movies that I watched on it. And despite being a Blu-ray, this movie looks awesome on Blu-ray. I don't even know. This probably has a 4K, but I don't own it.
I do have the 4K.
It looks incredible, so I'm sure the 4K is even better. But yeah, this movie's awesome. Guillermo del Toro. It's not playing it super straight. It's very, I don't know if tongue-in-cheek is the right word, but it's kind of aware of how silly it is. There's a scene where one of the mechs uses like a boat as a sword and like fights and like just smashes a kaiju with it. So that's sort of like a microcosm for the movie itself. That scene right there, where it's just like it's giant robots fighting kaiju monsters, and it's not really trying to do too much more than that. There is a story with some humans and stuff, and it's not the most interesting part of the movie, but it is not. It's not intolerable to where it's like, just get back to the monsters already. Like it's actually it's okay. But the monsters and the mechs are where this shines, and
Absolutely.
it's done in a really fun, cool way, and the visuals are spectacular. The designs for the different kaiju are really cool and inspired, and the way the mechs work too, where you have to have 2 people to pilot them because you just can't do it with one person, is really interesting, and it makes for some interesting character dynamics. Pacific Rim is badass. I haven't seen the second one. I haven't heard the best things, so I'm just gonna pretend like that one doesn't exist until proven otherwise. So.
I think the second one was decent.
It's okay. It's not on the level of the first one, but it's all right.
No. It's no core, no Moonfall. But all right.
Jeez. Fucking no, that was Guillermo del Toro, right?
Yeah, it's GDT.
Yep.
All right, Stacy, what do you got?
All right, we're gonna go back to some water and another movie I don't think that gets talked about much at all. I don't hear too many people that talk about this, but another great movie, and that is The Impossible.
Oh, I've never even heard of that.
I had this one in mind when Buck was talking about The Wave, because it seems kind of similar.
It is very similar, 100%
Yep,
the same feel.
Dealing with the tsunami, and got a very young Tom Holland in it, who is incredible in this. And then you also got Naomi Watts, Ewan McGregor. And it's basically Tom Holland's character gets separated from his parents, and it's the kind of the movie where he's trying to get back to his parents or find his parents.
It's a tough watch too. It's really emotional when that tsunami comes and separates people from each other, and the stuff that's still in the water you can't see under the water when you're walking. There's stuff just slicing into you and stuff. Oh man,
I don't like that.
I'm like, is there a rowboat somewhere? Because
that's something like when I go to like the beach or something, and like or the lake or a river, and you're like walking around in that water and you can't really see what's on the bottom, and then you touch something with your foot and you're like, oh, what is that? And it's like, I hate it. And it's like I almost don't want to be. I really only like pools. Really, like I like a pool where I can see
water shoes,
where I can see what's on the bottom. Yeah, because that sensation of not knowing what's under you is weird to me. So yeah,
nice. All right, Johnny.
All right, I'm assuming this is my last one, and it's another water-themed one. I don't know if anybody's heard of this movie, but anybody ever heard of this?
Oh,
yeah.
Love it.
I'm glad you picked it, dude. I sat on it.
I thought about it for my last one, but I figured I'd let it ride.
Look, we all have it, Johnny. Let's go.
Nice
Come on, we all have it. Let's hear it.
It took me years to finally sit down and watch this. I will say this. This is my most recent favorite James Cameron film. I do not like the Avatar movies, so I'm just putting that out there. But this movie made Leonardo DiCaprio an international superstar, essentially overnight. Kate Winslet too. I mean, how much can I actually say about the Titanic? Everybody knows what the movie's about.
Johnny, don't tell me a spoiler now. Don't tell me what happens to the ship, okay?
Okay. Well,
Mike, I got bad news for you, man.
Yeah. Do you like?
I mean, you've got a great cast in this. Billy Zane and
such a good villain.
And someone else is in here. Oh, Bill Paxton's in here.
Yeah, let's go.
I didn't like this when I first saw it, but once I saw the 4K of it, I began to appreciate it more. I don't like the transfer of it, but the story, it's probably one of the best stories he's done outside of Terminator. But yeah, this is my last disaster pick. And it's only fitting that since Mike introed me with Titanic, that I finish with Titanic.
Seeing her coming out of the darkness like a ghost ship still gets me every time.
So, Huck,
So how many
is
of
that
us? How
another
many of
one?
us saw it in the theater?
Not I.
Oh, I saw it in
Nope.
the theater twice.
I was a double VHS.
Yeah, that
Guy.
that theatrical run was crazy. That thing was in the theater for like
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
So I remember the stats on that. So it came out in December and it stayed number 1 until somebody thought it was going to be Man in the Iron Mask because it was another Leo movie in the March. But even a brand new Leo movie couldn't dethrone it. It wasn't until Lost in Space came out in May, 5 months later, that it was finally dethroned as
Holy
number 1.
shit.
And it was still number 2. Like, movies just don't get to do that anymore.
No.
Now-
they-
now
Yeah,
you got-
I was working at Blockbuster when that thing came out on VHS, and God, that it was such a big deal. We have the town I live in has 2 TV networks, and then we have one that's like 30 minutes north. They were all there at our store for when we had like a release party for it. It was so crazy. And we got like 500 copies of that thing in. We could not keep that thing on the shelf for like the first like 6-7 weeks it was out.
That's amazing.
And nowadays you're even lucky if a movie lasts 2 days in the theaters before it's out on streaming.
Mhm.
It's like 6 weeks and it's gone. If that.
But yeah, legit, Johnny, I'm glad you picked it because for me, like a lot of people also, for some reason lately, whether you do or not, that's fine, just love to trash on Titanic, which I don't understand. Because for the longest time, it was very loved, this film. Like you couldn't find anybody that didn't look like you're saying, you know, Stacy, everybody wanted to rent it because people like this movie. And I remember seeing it twice in the theater because I was just so like, what a bizarre concept of here's a disaster. You know, the ending before it starts.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
this boat is going down before you even go to the theater. Now it's everything else around it. Are you going to be interested? Is that going to hold your attention for the entire 3 hours? You know, and when the boat starts breaking in half and sinking, it's real time. They said it took about an hour to sink, and it was like that moment it hits the iceberg, it sank an hour later. It's brilliant filmmaking. I think it looks stupendous. Yeah, the actors, it was their time to shine. Kate Winslet, Leo, everybody. So yeah, I like this movie.
I think it was the first pair of boobs I ever saw in a movie. Too.
right. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So that was pretty cool.
And you know what's funny? That was James Cameron drawing the boobs.
Really?
Yeah, because he's an artist. He used to work in the art department.
That's right.
So-
With Piranha 2, right? Or
Right on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
And Battle Beyond the Stars and all that.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, that was,
No, like I find the Titanic fascinating. Like when all that Ocean Gate stuff was happening last year. I mean, that stuff was just so like it's compelling as hell, and like just the image alone of that like the is it the mast? What the prow, the bow, the where they do the thing where he's like holding her.
When
you
mast,
see that,
I'm king of the world.
Rising out of the darkness, like what the clip that Mike plays, it's haunting as fuck, man. It's like scary actually for me to look at because it's like that thing is just down there right now, like in the pitch black, and it's just crazy to think about. It's really awesome. It's not awesome that it sank, but it's awesome in the sense that it's like awe-inspiring. You know what I mean?
And there was still enough of it there that Cameron could go down with his submersibles,
Yeah.
photograph it, and then match frame it. To
all
the
that
boat.
all that stuff in the movie is just footage they shot down at the Titanic, right? Like that's not fake or anything. Like that's real.
And then he couldn't let it go for 10 years. He just kept
No,
going
he's
down.
How many
So,
times
Jim-
has he been down there? Like 20 times or something?
Yeah, like you can't even go anymore. I think it's now so rusted away, but it's like for 10 years. I'm like, Jim, go make a movie. Get away from the boat.
Dude, he loves water. It's like his favorite thing.
Right.
He fucking loves water.
Get that dude away from water.
He's been down there 33 times.
Oh,
Good God.
Crazy.
What else could you possibly learn?
Oh well, they've charted every inch of it that you're able to chart. Like every time they would go down, they would look at a different spot, and they've kind of cataloged the entire thing now. So it's crazy.
Wow, good choices, everybody. Ending with a banger right there. I love it.
Titanic's awesome.
All right. So we'll go through
I
honorable.
appreciate it a lot more now than I did then.
good. I like that.
Yeah, I can understand like being averse to it. Like anytime there's like something that's super popular, when it's like, okay, like how good can it really be, you know? But like
Yeah.
certain things are. I mean, Titanic.
It's not good.
It's objectively, I would say, like a really great movie.
Yeah, so good. And it basically plays in two parts because the first half you got the romance and all the relationship stuff, and then the second half you get into the big disaster. So I think that helps with the runtime.
I like the first hour more. I usually turn it off by the time the sad stuff starts happening.
They hit the iceberg, you're like, stop.
I'm like, this is my headcanon. They didn't sink. They got there. They made it in one piece.
All right, so we'll run through these honorables here. Also, let people know out there where to find you and all that great stuff. If you got anything upcoming on your channel, of course, definitely feel free to promote that. So, Planet of the Bins.
All right.
What are your honorables, and then what do you got going on?
I couldn't find one of my honorables, but I'm going to mention it right now. The Towering Inferno. It was mentioned earlier in the chat. It's a movie about a skyscraper that has an electrical issue that, right there, Huck's holding it up. About an electrical issue that causes a big, massive fireball in the skyscraper, and it's like a story of survival of fire and what do you do in these type of situations. That, and I believe there was a remake to that, and they're both fantastic as one. I also have Twister right there. Twister as well. But I only picked out two more to show just because me and my wife like cheesy shark movies. So, and these two are not cheesy ones, but I have Great White and The Shallows as two more.
Shallows is so good.
As two more shark movies to go out there. Like I said, I could have shown Sharknadoes. We love those type of movies. Abominable. All those three-headed shark movies that are out there. Sky Sharks.
Oh, it's like a genre unto itself.
It is. And if you look at Walmart, you not only can find them in the $5 bin, but you can find them right up there, right on the side of the new release wall that they have. So always check those out for some cheesy, but sometimes okay, creature disaster film. So you either will find something there. Might be good, might be bad. You never know. And where can you find me? You can find me on Binbuster on all social media. And as well as I do a live stream every Tuesday evening on my channel. So you guys can catch me there doing that.
Awesome. And everybody's links are in the description below, audience out there. So definitely go ahead, show everybody some love, check out their channels, and of course, watch the content. That's the most important part. Click on a video and enjoy. Huck, what do you got for your honorable?
Trying to get my camera to focus. Sorry about that. Ben, I'm with you. Like the Towering Inferno, absolutely. I did a disaster month a couple of years ago, and I dove into all those 70s things. So I got the Roller Huckster there because Roller Coaster is considered a disaster movie. That was pretty bad. That was a one and done for me. I watched that. I'm like, why? There wasn't nearly. There was like one roller coaster incident at the beginning and one at the end. Like seriously, you're just waiting for roller coaster stuff. Doesn't happen. Speaking of the 70s, another stuff is Airport. All the Airport movies. Watched every single one of these, and they were all pretty good. George Kennedy, from Naked Gun. He's in all of these. He's kind of like the main, linchpin that connects them all because he works at the airport. And I'm just talking quick about these. But if you haven't seen these, at least check out the first one. I think that's still the best. Of course, y'all, Planet of the Apes. Let's go with the original Planet of the Apes. It's like a disaster goes there and the earth has been changed by apes. Something we did not talk about is A Quiet Place.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
I was so bummed that I missed this in the theater because I finally saw the third one in the theater. The sound design, you guys are right. If anybody saw it, everyone's like, oh man, when it gets quiet, like people like they stop chewing their popcorn, they stop drinking their drinks. And that movie just does it to you. They don't tell you to stop. You just sort of feel the need to.
Yeah. I just went the day one last night.
I find that so fascinating. So yeah, that whole trilogy I'm a big fan of. And did anybody mention Deep Impact? I mean, we had Armageddon. But for me, Armageddon's the big spectacle, and Deep Impact, there you go, is more of the heart. Like it's got I feel more connected emotionally to the people in that. And then finally, for thrills and spills, you got San Andreas with The Rock.
And I was waiting. I can't believe Mike didn't break that one.
Yeah,
Actually, I
love
haven't seen
San
that
Andreas.
one yet. I need to see it.
Those are
Probably
mine.
one I would like. All right, Johnny.
Oh, first off, I want to
Oh
say
wait, Huck, real quick, Huck, did you say
Oh.
where people can find you?
Oh yeah. So everybody, the channel is Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. You can find me every Tuesday morning doing the morning mug, where we just give you a morning dose of the Huckster, and we talk about new releases, box office, Hollywood news, all that kind of good stuff. Monday, I was on Luke Ponto's channel. That was a super fun conversation. Tomorrow night, we're going to be doing a sort of a resolution thing. We had movie watching goals for ourselves. That's going to be over on KB's channel tomorrow night. So please join us over there. And next week on Friday and Saturday, we have 2 back-to-back episodes of the Collectors Club, where we do our recommendation episode followed by the normal one on Saturday, and those will be on my channel. So be there, y'all.
Awesome. Sorry, Johnny, I totally cut you off.
Sorry, Johnny.
Take it away,
That's
Johnny.
all right.
It's like being
That's
on Bob's
all right.
channel.
To me all the time. So, I just want to say thank you, Mike, for inviting me back on your channel again. I had an absolute blast. And I'm gonna tell you guys where you can find me. You can find me here on YouTube. What's Johnny watching? I'm also on Instagram at Johnny Likes Movies. I'm also on Letterboxd at 24 Frames Johnny. I'm more on Instagram and Letterboxd right now because I'm still trying to work some things out with YouTube. But that's where you can find me. I'm always on there. And as for my honorable mentions, I have surprised no one mentioned Backdraft.
Yeah.
Great Ron Howard film. Robert De Niro, Kurt Russell, Scott Glenn. Check it out. And a lot of people mentioned this, but no one ever showed it. But it was Volcano.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always stand up Volcano now.
It was either
Laser-
one of the
laser
embarrassed.
Titanic or Volcano. And I'm like, Titanic.
Yeah, it's a tough call, Johnny. You did good though.
2012.
Yep.
Roland Emmerich, Master of Disaster.
Look, Johnny, it's like our stacks are mirrored. Look at that.
And yeah, I didn't want to show it earlier, but you guys did. So Deep Impact. And The Perfect Storm.
I love The Perfect Storm.
So
Good movie.
So I think I'll be on with you again, Mike, in a couple of days. I'll be on your channel again, and then in 2 weeks I'm over on Corey Wilkie's Movie and Music. We're doing our movie crew watch along. We're going to be watching Beverly Hills Cop for the first one.
Nice.
Noise.
All right, Stacy.
All right. Let's see what hasn't been showed. I mean, what's scarier than snakes?
Yeah, let's go.
Man, that was a big movie for me in like 8th grade, man. That was a big movie just in general. I feel like everyone was talking about Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah.
Do you remember the marketing of that where Sam Jackson would call you and tell you about
Yeah,
Snakes on a
yep.
Plane? That was great.
Couple more based on true events. Deepwater Horizon,
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Apollo 13,
Nice.
World Trade Center. And then I got one I'm going to mention that's on Netflix. If you guys, Society of Snow. If you guys haven't watched that,
Oh, yeah.
watch it.
I've been wanting to
That
see
is
that
a
one.
must watch. It's that it's the version if you guys know this Alive that came out, that was what in early to mid 90s.
Right. Yep.
93.
And this is that story, but this is with actual people that survived the plane crash. It's them. I think it's based on a book that one of them wrote. It's an excellent movie from Netflix. If you guys haven't seen that, check that out.
Wow.
I'm gonna be where you can find me. I'm mostly on Instagram quite a bit. I'm trying to get myself back on YouTube. I think I'm pushing 500 subs, so I need to get back on here. And then also I'm going to be on that stream with Johnny with Corey for Beverly Hills Cop Watch Along. Corey added me yesterday to that. I think I'm going to be on Corey for a movie club sometime in August as well. And then, is it a week from Tuesday? I'm on Huck's channel for 90s trivia.
It's gonna be fun, man. You're gonna be great. You're gonna crush it.
All right.
Some steep competition there, though.
I know.
So yeah, my last couple picks, I had a hard time maybe justifying them. The Rock. This is kind of a disaster movie, I would say. Not really though. Could have been a disaster if they had actually launched the VX poison gas, but they do not. So I guess this is a disaster averted movie, if anything. Con Air, again, similar. It's a disaster, so to speak. But so these were backups. God forbid I couldn't if everything was taken. King Kong, 2005. The disaster kind of comes in the third act when they bring Kong to the city. So I guess for that it would qualify. And then I was also contemplating bringing the 76 version over, which I do really love. So those were some of the ones that did make the cut. And then real quick, just Mike, thanks for having me on. I'm always eager to be on your channel. It's always a blast. I always love the topics that you choose. And it's just a lot of fun sitting around and talking about movies with you guys. So glad to be here. And then you can always find me on YouTube and Instagram at Tales from the Shelf. And I just recently did my review for Maxine, which I just saw recently. And then I also have a video where I kind of do a deep dive on X and Pearl leading up to Maxine. So that's the recent things that I've been doing. And then I don't know what's coming next. I'm always pretty fast and loose with it. So go ahead and check me out if you're interested.
And you just crossed over 1,000 subs, right, Mark?
I did. I'd recently hit 1,000.
Man.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mark.
Congrats, Mark.
Appreciate it, man. It's been a lot of fun, man. Hitting that 1,000 is like, I don't know. It's really cool. It's
a
great
benchmark, man.
It's a great feeling. Yeah. So I really appreciate you saying that.
All right. And you guys know me out there. Of course, we have a ton of stuff going on. Johnny reminded me we have another stream upcoming next week. I think it's Monday night, if I remember now. We're doing an Arrow versus Criterion battle. We're going to have 9 people on that stream. We got judges. It's going to be wild. It's going to be super fun. So it's a really cool new game I developed for the channel. So definitely tune into that. Turn on that notification bell. If you haven't already, of course, you got to hit that like. If you do, that's awesome. Just remember this. There you go. And then, yeah, just have, a great night, everybody. My honorables would have probably been, another zombie movie like Dawn of the Dead, right? Can't go wrong with more zombies. And then, an animated feature no one talked about, Isle of Dogs, because of the contamination with like the dog disease, and that's why they send the dogs to an island. So if you like Wes Anderson stuff, cool stop motion animation. But yeah, there we go. That's pretty much it for tonight. Except, make sure you subscribe. I'm at 2,300 subs, but I don't like even numbers. I like odd numbers. Okay, so we got to get it to 2,301, of course. And just something to remember to help you get there for that.
Help me get one more.
That's all you got to do. Help me get one more. Help everybody else get one more out there, of course. But yeah, have a great night, everybody. Yep, it's time to go to sleep, right, everyone?
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Have a good night, y'all.
Not another peep. Time to go to sleep.